Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krish Krishna
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are in Srimad Bhagavatam. Which is the verse? 33rd?
34.
First time you come. First class. You have Bhagavatam with you? Open that shelf. So many are there. Can you see a tablet? Hi. Take this. Take. Hare Krishna, Kamalesh.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Just speak.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Uh, Hare Krishna. Speak again.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Kamalesh, keep speaking. Just
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Now, any hearing any echo or it's clear?
No, it's clear, Prabhuji. Crystal clear, Prabhuji.
And this mic. Somebody take this mic also. Just see that is also working. Okay, pass it. Yeah, volume is okay. Yeah. Yeah, ready. Ready, we are. One more. Anybody needs Bhagavatam? Everybody has Bhagavatam? Can try to switch on one more. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we have with us today, study, everybody is on record. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, all Vaishnavas.
Okay. So we have, I think, Prerna Mataji, her mother. We have Hide, आपका नाम? Natarajan. We have Shova Mataji. We have Aishwarya. We have Tapan. And we have Dr. Badrinath. And online we have presently Kamlesh. And we have some viewers also who are watching the broadcast. Okay. Oh, Nitin Kumar has joined. Kamlesh? Hare Krishna, Kamlesh.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Anybody is joining, just
Yes, Prabhuji. I have told one Prabhu by name Nitin.
he's
So
joined
Nitin
now.
Prabhu, Nitin Prabhu, and one more Prabhuji by name Arvind Prabhu. He might also join, Prabhuji.
Okay, but he should know what he should do now. Nitin Prabhu doesn't know. Yes. Just something I have to Okay, we are on record. Let us not delay. Bharavatara Anye Bhuvnava Ivodado Sidantya Bhuri Bharena Jatoi Ato Vartitaha. Yeah. Others say that the bird being overburdened like the boat at sea is very much aggrieved, and the Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. So, Kamalesh, you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Purport given by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Brahma or the first living being born just after the creation is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana, as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on a lotus flower grown out of the transcendental abdomen of Vishnu. Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the father without any contact of Mother Lakshmiji. Lakshmiji was present near Narayana, engaged in the service of the Lord, and still, without contact with Lakshmiji, Narayana begot Brahma. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. One who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take a lesson from this. Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself, and he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designated for him. But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies, very easily and perfectly. Brahma is therefore directly the son of father and was not put into the womb of a mother. Therefore, he is known as Atmabhu. This Brahma is in charge of further creations in the universe, secondarily reflected by the potency of the omnipotent. Within a halo of the universe, there is a transcendental planet known as Sweta Divipa, which is the abode of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Lord. Whenever there is a trouble in the universe that cannot be solved by the administrative demigods, they approach Brahmaji for a solution. And if it is not to be solved even by Brahmaji, then Brahmaji consults and prays to Kshirodakashayi Vishnu for an incarnation and solution to the problems. Such a problem arose when Kamsa and others were ruling over the earth, and the earth became too much overburdened by the misdeeds of the Asuras. Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed to the shore of Kshirodaka ocean, and they were advised to the descent of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that the Lord appeared because of the prayers of Brahmaji.
So we have two people for the first time.
Hare
Aravind,
Krishna, Arvind ji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
and we have Nitin Kumar. Welcome, Nitin.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, Kamlesh, they are both your friends.
Yes, Prabhuji. They come to ISKCON here.
Gulbarga.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Welcome, both of you. Welcome. Take care. Visit Mangalore sometime.
Hare Krishna.
Kamlesh, bring him to Mangalore sometime.
Definitely, yes, Prabhuji. I shall sometime, Prabhuji.
Take care. So now what is happening? We are in the Bhagavatam, first canto. Queen Kunti prayers are going on. And she has been analyzing why does Krishna appears. So, Pare, Now 30 seconds also was in the same line. Yeah. Started from 30 seconds. This was part of a prayer. So why did it appear Malaya? Kechid Ahu, 30 seconds she says. Some people say Ahu Ajam Jatam. You're unborn but you took birth. Punna Shloka se Kirtaye. To glorify the pious people. Yadoho. That is Yadavas. Okay? And Malayes Chandanam. It is just like a Chandan tree. It can grow anywhere because it grows in Malaysia. It becomes called Malaysia's Chandan. Though Malaysia was known for Chandan. Today it is known for rubber. So similarly, but Chandan can grow anywhere. Similarly, Krishna can be born anywhere because it comes in the Yadu dynasty. He is glorified. Yadu dynasty becomes glorified. Not that Krishna becomes glorified. Okay? Punya shloka se kirtaye. Also here Punya is referred to the pious king. So that is Yudhishthira Maharaj. You come for glorification of Yudhishthira Maharaj or Yadavas. Okay? When Krishna appears somewhere, that person becomes glorified, the dynasty becomes glorified, that family becomes glorified. Not the Krishna become glorified because of that. Correct? Understand? Okay. Hey, Prabhuji is not there. Our question, Prabhuji. We can go past today. Apare vasudevasya devakyam yachito abhyagyat ajastvam asya kshemaya vadhayacha suradusha. Others says both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you. Apare Vasudevasya. Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you. You came. Or some people say you take birth for the welfare to kill those who are envious of the Devaki. That's okay. You came because Devaki Vasudeva called you. Or Sudar Dusham. Vadhaya. Vadhaya means Vad Karna. Who? Suradusha. Those who are envious of the Devatas. You came to kill them. Okay. 34. Bharavatara Anye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadao Sidantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatam Avartata. This today's. Yeah, others say that, that the word being overburdened, like the boat at sea, is very much aggrieved, and the Brahma, who is your son, prayed for him, so he appeared to diminish your trouble. Atma Bhuva. Prabhupada spent some time explaining what is this word Atma Bhu, Brahma. Brahma was called Atma Bhu in the sense that he's not born from mother. Directly Narayana gave birth to him. On the lotus he was born. So therefore his birth is unique. And then what happened? We know that Earth was very much aggrieved. She took the form of the cow. She went to Brahma and she prayed. She was in tears because the situation was unmanageable. And then what happened? Brahma could not understood. It's very grave situation. Okay? Just like a student in the college comes to teacher, teacher's in situation very grave, directly goes to the principal. Similarly, the Brahma directly went to the Lord Vishnu and he prayed. So that you appeared because of prayer of Brahma, who is your son. So sweet, your son. He prayed for you. So he came because of prayers of Brahma. Okay, the fan we can switch off. Anything from the purport? Brahma is born, that is Narayana is not born.
I have just heard one lecture. So in that, Prabhu says that in this purport, Brahma is born out of Vishnu's abdomen without contact from Lakshmi ji.
Okay.
So
Yeah, if you say that, what will happen? It will come in the record. Yeah.
yeah, in one lecture
No.
that I
Audio is on. You all can hear?
in one lecture that I had heard, in the third canto, there is one shloka, Janudvayam Jagaja Lochanaya Jananya.
Ah.
In that, Lakshmi ji is called as the mother of Brahma. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport that she is the wife of Brahma's father, therefore she is Brahma's mother.
Correct.
Not that she is directly his mother.
Oh, Therefore,
In
she
the third canto, 28th chapter, the
Interesting.
shloka is there, in which Lakshmi ji is called Jananya, which means mother. And the purport Prabhupada clearly writes this.
Yeah, so nice. She is mother indirectly, father's wife, but actually father directly gave birth to him. Yes. Yes, Hare Krishna. Kamlesh, any comments on the purport?
No, Prabhuji, wonderfully explained, Prabhuji.
Wonderfully explained. So anyway, so now analyzing why did Krishna come, there are so many reasons, one by one. Generally, people do not, many people say God cannot come. Prabhupada said, who are you to stop him? They say God cannot come. Unfortunately, some religions also, because they have no description of any avatara in their books. So he says that God can come, and God cannot come. Prabhupada says, why? Who are you to stop him? If he wants, he will come. What kind of God is this? If he wants, he comes. You can't stop him to come. If he wants, he comes. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I do come. Sambhavami atamaya, but I come by my own potency. I'm not come forced by laws of karma. Okay? We are also coming, but how we are coming? Forced by law of karma. But Krishna comes atamaya, by his own will. He appears where he wants. So we had one reason, he came to glorify the pious kings and to glorify the Yadu dynasty. Then he came because Devaki and Vasudeva called for you, and he came to destroy the who are disturbing the devotees. Some people say you came for that. Some people say you came to glorify the pious king, you came to glorify Yadu, who was a great devotee, you came in there. When Krishna comes in the dynasty, all the people in the dynasty become glorified. Correct? So Krishna came for that. Then Krishna came with Devaki Vasudeva, and then now Krishna has come. What is the reason now? Because Brahma, your son, so nicely says, your son Brahma prayed for you. So he came. So she's analyzing actually, and everybody knows what is the main reason Krishna comes. What is the real reason Krishna comes? Krishna doesn't come. These are not the main reason Krishna
To
comes.
give pleasure to his devotees.
Yes, have some pleasure, pastime with his devotees. Therefore, it's called Leela. Because killing and all, Krishna doesn't have to. An heart attack over, an earthquake over. Correct? Many agents of the Lord can do the job. So Krishna doesn't come for that.
Like in the first chapter, the sages, this is again one of the 6 questions answered by the sages. Why does Krishna appear?
So this question is being answered here now. You are saying?
Yes.
Why it is being answered? Somebody wants, they can. This is the analysis of the chapter. I have, somebody has done it. What is the shloka number now? 30? 34. "35th is the real reason. 32, 33, 34 is what people say. Next shloka is the real reason. Okay, who will be holding this book? This book has the notes. You will take care. Or you will take care. This is the notes of the book. Give it to Mataji. You just say that the book says this. Okay. This is the analysis of the Tika. Tika upon the Bhashya. Done by devotees. Okay. So you have the control of the flow of the book. Bharavatara bhuvo nava ivo dadau sidantya muribharena jato yatam uvartataha. That's done. Bhave asmin klishyamananham avidya kama karma bihi Shavana Smaranan Hani Karishyan iti kechana. Yet others say that you appear to rejuvenate the devotion service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order that the conditioned soul suffering from the mental pang might take advantage and gain liberation. Actually, that is the real reason. Krishna appeared so that we can hear, remember, worship him, and he exhibits wonderful pastimes. We see these pastimes and we take advantage and we get liberated. Okay. Who's going to read the purport? Anybody is ready to? Mataji, somebody wants to.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asserts that He appears in every millennium just to re-establish the way of religion. The way of religion is made by the Supreme Lord. No one can manufacture a new path of religion, as is the fashion for certain ambitious persons. The factual way of religion is to accept the Lord as the supreme authority and thus render service unto Him in spontaneous love. A living being cannot help but surrender service because he is constitutionally made for that purpose. The only function of the living being is to render service to the Lord. The Lord is great and the living beings are subordinate to Him. Therefore, the duty of the living being is just to serve Him only. Unfortunately, the illusioned living beings, out of misunderstanding only, become servants of the senses by material desire. This desire is called avidya or nescience. And out of such desire, the living being makes different plans for material enjoyment centered about a perverted sex life. He therefore becomes entangled in the chain of birth and death by transmigrating into different bodies on different planets under the directions of the Supreme Lord. Unless, therefore, one is beyond the boundary of this nescience, one cannot get free from the threefold miseries of material life. That is the law of nature. The Lord, however, out of His causeless mercy, because He is more merciful to the suffering living beings than they can expect, appears before them and renovates the principles of devotional service comprised of hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, cooperating, and surrendering unto Him. Adoption of all the above mentioned items or any one of them can help a conditioned soul get out of the tangle of nescience and thus become liberated from all material sufferings created by the living being, illusioned by the external energy. This particular type of mercy is bestowed upon by the living being by the Lord in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So it's very clear. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally showed this process. Yeah? He applied hearing, remembering, personally gave an example. The Yuga Dharma he brought forth. So this is the real reason. 32, 33, 34 were people say Krishna comes to kill demons, Krishna came to give pleasure to Devi. That's also sweet actually. But overall the whole essence was Krishna came so that his beautiful pastimes are exhibited. People can see these pastimes, they can remember those pastimes and rejuvenate the process of hearing, chanting. Prabhupada said, particularly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, he gave this process. And one line I like so much here. The Lord, out of his causeless mercy, he is more merciful to the suffering living being than they can expect. You saw that line? More merciful than we can expect. Very touching. Aishwarya, samajh aaya? More merciful than we can expect. Because we do not know, in this world we see people, so we have an idea how much somebody can be merciful. Every quality will be infinite in Krishna. When we see Krishna the beauty, we become faint because nobody can be so beautiful. You have never seen somebody so beautiful when you see Krishna. Similarly, when you see the mercy of Krishna, you can't imagine. You're not never seen somebody being so merciful. More merciful than they can expect. Yeah, any comments, anybody? We go, next verse. No comments? Aishwarya? Okay, Arvind, you have anything to say? Hare Krishna, Arvind, you have anything to say?
अरविंद प्रभु आप अनम्यूट कीजिए प्रभु जी, आपकी स्क्रीन पे म्यूट बटन प्रेस है.
That's advantage. When you mute, we do not know what is happening. The person is there or not, we do not know. Chalo, we go to the next verse. Welcome. We have made chair ready for you already. उसको बंद करना. शन्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति अवीक्षणः स्मरन्ति नन्दन्ति तवेहितं जनः त एव पश्यन्ति अचिरेण तावकम् भवप्रभावो परमं पदाम्बुजम्. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in other doing so certainly see your lotus feet, which can alone stop the repetition of birth. Therefore, Krishna comes. The people can continuously hear, chant, repeat the transcendental activities of the Lord. The question was, why did Krishna come? Some people say he came to kill the demon. Some people say he came because you want to glorify Yudhishthira Maharaj. And some people say you came because Devaki prayed for it. Some people say you came because Brahma prayed for it. They're saying you came to revive the process of hearing and chanting. Because by Krishna coming, what happened? People started hearing, chanting about Krishna. Okay, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu particularly spread this process. We'll read it. Yeah. Mike, where is Mike?
Taught by His Divine Grace, A.C.
Soft.
Taught by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord Shri Krishna cannot be seen by our present conditional vision. In order to see Him, one has to change his present vision by developing a different condition of life full of spontaneous love of Godhead. When Shri Krishna was personally present on the face of the globe, not everyone could see Him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Materialists like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, Jarasandha and Shishupal were highly qualified personalities by acquisition of material assets, but they were unable to appreciate the presence of the Lord. Therefore, even though the Lord may be present before our eyes, it is not possible to see Him unless we have the necessary vision. This necessary qualification is developed by the process of devotional service only, beginning with hearing about the Lord from the right sources. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the most popular literatures, which are generally heard, chanted, repeated, etc. But the people in general, but in spite of such hearing, etc., sometimes it is experienced that the performer of such devotional service does not see the Lord eye to eye. The reason is that the first item, Shravana, is very important. If hearing is from right sources, it acts very quickly. Generally, people hear from unauthorized persons. Such unauthorized persons may be very learned by academic qualifications, but because they do not follow the principles of devotional service, hearing from them becomes a sheer waste of time. Sometimes the texts are interpreted fashionably to suit their own purposes. Therefore, first one should select a competent and bona fide speaker and then hear from him. When the hearing process is perfect and complete, the other process becomes automatically perfect in their own way. There are different transcendental activities of the Lord, and each and every one of them is competent to bestow the desired result, provided the hearing process is perfect. In the Bhagavatam, the activities of the Lord begin from His teachings with the Pandavas. There are many other pastimes of the Lord in connection with His dealings with the Asuras and others. And in the 10th canto, the sublime dealings with His conjugal associates, the gopis, as well as with His married wives at Dwarka are mentioned. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between in the transcendental nature of each and every dealing of the Lord. But sometimes people in an unauthorized hearing processes take more interest in hearing about His dealing with the gopis. Such an inclination indicates the lusty feelings of the hearer, so a bona fide speaker of the dealings of the Lord never indulges in such hearings. One must hear about the Lord from the very beginning, as in the Srimad Bhagvatam or any other scriptures, and that will help the heart and that will help the hearer attain perfection by progressive development. One should not therefore consider that his dealings with the Pandavas are less important than his dealings with the Gopis. We must always remember that the Lord is always transcendental to all mundane attachment. In all the above mentioned dealings of the Lord, he is the hero in all circumstances, and hearing about him or about his devotees or combatants is conducive to spiritual life. It is said that the Vedas and Puranas, etc., are all made to revive a lost relation with him. Hearing of all these scriptures is essential.
So this is Prabhupada starts very nicely. Cannot be seen by the conditioned vision, and to see him, we have to come to the stage of spontaneous love of God. In the present situation, we cannot see him. We all know that Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajan, Kriya, Nartha, Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Bhava, Prema. Krishna is only seen when we reach that platform to see the Lord. In the conditioned situation, we cannot see. So that's what we develop. And by hearing, we can elevate ourselves. Prabhupada is saying these people are very qualified. Who? Ramana, Hiranyakashipu, so many people. But because they do not have love of Krishna, they could not appreciate the presence of the Lord. Okay? Or highly qualified, but they were unable to appreciate the presence of the Lord because, okay, unless you have necessary vision, it is not possible to see him unless you have necessary vision. And necessary vision comes a devotion service which begins with hearing. Okay. Sujesh is also trying to come. Bhagavad Gita, the literature which is generally heard, chanted by people in general, in spite of such hearings and experience of performing devotion, does not see the Lord eye to eye. Shravana, the Prabhupada says many people are practicing devotion service, but they are not enhancing enough faith. That means the hearing is not. Many times you go to meet people, say, I'm reading that book, this book, they don't even bother what is parampara. And if you try to explain to them parampara, they say, I don't agree to you. They just don't like. Somehow in the modern system, people like to be free. You know? But as by nature, they're not to be free. They have to take admission from a registered college. They have to follow things. You know? They buy things. But some people don't like control. No? You only go to parampara. They don't like to accept this fact. But that's the way. Shravana is very important. And hearing from the right source, it acts very quickly. Sarvapojitikaitavatra paramo nirvasaranam satam vedavasa tashavadam tapatire enmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kimva pare ishvaraha. If Srimad Bhagavatam is coming from Mahamuni, there is no other need of reading any other scripture. Ishvara sadhya hridi avarudate tashana. Very quickly, the Lord is established in the core of the heart, if the hearing is from the right place. Prabhupada, don't interpret the text in a fashionable way to suit its own purpose. And another thing Prabhupada says here, what are the other things? Everybody expand. In dealing with the Pandavas, they're as important dealing with the gopis. Because people generally like that Leela. They don't like Govardhan Leela. They don't like other Leelas. So we should not cut and paste. We should take everything. In all our mentioned dealing with the Lord, He is the hero in all circumstances. It's the beauty of the Lord. He is always the hero. Any pastime, Krishna is the hero. So we go to the next one. Ready? Any comments? Kamlesh, anything you wanted to say?
No, Prabhuji.
Is it feeling anybody feeling cold or it is okay? Apiyadanastam sakrite hita prabho. Jihasase swasurido anujivinaha. Yesham nachanyad bhavata padamuja. Parayanam rajaso yojitam hasam. Oh my Lord, you have executed all duties yourself. Are you leaving us today? Though we are completely dependent on your mercy, have no one else to protect us now when all the kings are at enmity with us. Welcome, Mother. Yes, who is going to read? Hare Krishna. Tapan. Like to read.
My student.
Oh, all your people are here. You told them?
Yeah.
Any comments from the notes? Prerna Mataji? Just shloka wise, just any comments will be there, you can tell.
I'm actually not able to
Understand it?
Yeah, it's a different context.
Leave it. After we study, we can study that.
Yeah.
Just analysis. Mataji has Bhagavatam, you brought. Okay. Okay, who is Tapan read the Bhagavatam.
The Pandavas are most fortunate because with all good luck, they are entirely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. In the material world, to be dependent on the mercy of someone else is the utmost sign of misfortune. But in the case of our comprehensive relationship with the Lord, it is the most fortunate case when we can live completely dependent on Him. The material listening will be thinking of becoming independent of everything. But the truly material nature does not allow us to become independent. The false attempt to become independent of the stringent law of nature is known as the material advancement of experimental knowledge. The whole material world is moving on this false attempt of becoming independent of the laws of nature. Beginning from Ravana, who wanted to prepare the direct staircase to the planets of heaven, down to the present age, they are trying to overcome the laws of nature. They are trying now to approach distant planetary systems by electronic mechanical power. But the highest goal of human civilization is to work hard under the guidance of the Lord and become completely dependent on Him. The highest achievement of perfect civilization is to work with valor, but at the same time depend completely on the Lord. The Pandavas were the ideal executors of this standard of civilization. Undoubtedly, they were completely dependent on the good will of Lord Krishna. But they were not idle parasites of the Lord. They were all highly qualified, both by personal character and by physical activity. Still, they always looked for the mercy of the Lord because they knew that every living being is dependent by a constitutional condition. The perfection of life is, therefore, to become dependent on the will of the Lord, instead of becoming falsely independent in the material world. Those who try to become falsely independent of the Lord are called anath, or without any guardian, anath. Whereas those who are completely dependent on the will of the Lord are called sanath, or those having someone to protect them. Therefore, we must try to be sanath, so that we can always be protected from the unfavorable condition of material existence. By the deluding power of the external material nature, we forget that the material condition of life is the most undesirable perplexity. Bhagavad Gita, therefore, directs us 7.1 that after many births, one fortunate person becomes aware of the fact that Vasudeva is all in all, and that the best way of living one's life is to surrender unto Him completely. That is the sign of Mahatma. All the members of the Pandava family were Mahatmas in household life. Maharaj Parikshit was the head of this Mahatma when King Kunti Devi was a mother. The lessons of the Bhagavad Gita and all the Puranas, especially the Bhagavad Purana, and therefore intimately connected with the history of the Pandava Mahatmas. For them, separation from the Lord was just like the separation of a fish from water. Srimati Kunti Devi therefore felt such separation like a thunderbolt, and the whole prayer of the queen is to try to persuade the Lord to stay with them. After the battle of Kurukshetra, although the inimical kings were killed, their sons and grandsons were still there to deal with the Pandavas. It is not only the Pandavas who were put into the condition of enemy, but all of us are always in such a condition. And the best way of living is to become completely dependent on the will of the Lord and thereby overcome all difficulties of material life.
Yeah. Hriday, you can use this and you can give the book to people. Take. You can use this. You are used to all. It's neat. Okay, this purport is a master creation. And it's like one of the jewels Prabhupada gave. I've heard the class on this. When the devotee reads this purport, it is. Anybody has heard this purport before? Prerna Mataji heard this purport before? It's an amazing creation. This is. Huh? You could hear? Badrinath? You saw that each word is very carefully chosen in this book. Maybe Prabhupada started his day with this purport. Full energy is there. It's saying a Pandava the most fortunate. What the shloka says, you have executed all duties yourself. Are you leaving us today, though we are completely dependent on your mercy and have no one else to protect us? Anybody is feeling cold? No? Otherwise, we can switch off AC and we can switch on the fan. It's pleasant. Are you leaving us today because completely dependent on your mercy? We have no one else to protect us now when all the kings are at enmity with us. Okay. So just look at this. The Pandavas are the most fortunate that because of all good luck, they're entirely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. It's a fortune. And Prabhupada is saying, generally in the world, when you become dependent on somebody, it is a sign of misfortune. A shameless life. You depend on every day you have to go and beg somebody and he feeds you. Correct? It's not a sign of success. But depending on the Lord is a sign of success. But in case of transferred relation to the Lord, is the most fortunate case when they can live a life completely dependent on it. Okay? Generally, it's considered very shameless life. Correct? When you go in front of anybody, you say, please help me. It's very. But if somebody is doing to the Lord, my Lord, I'm totally dependent on you. It's a sign of great fortune. If you come to that platform. Please. And Prabhupada saying material disease is due to thinking of becoming independent of everything. That's the nature in this world. They don't like to follow anybody. Why I should follow? Become nature of independence. Therefore, in the Vaishnava life, we cultivate dasa, servant of the servant, trying to please a Vaishnava, trying to please an Acharya. That's we cultivate. Because that by that we learn to please Krishna. We learn. So this is, our nature is to become independent, but we have to be trained to become dependent. Disease to think of becoming independent of everything. And probably for certain become independent is not a mental advancement. All the experimental knowledge, what the science is trying to do, somehow become independent of the control of nature. Nature is controlling. These are the seasons. No, we want to change it. We want to break this. Nature is saying you have to become old. No, I don't want it. Correct? I told you the joke. I went to somebody who was the head of a college. He said, death of death. I said, I know, we have discovered which gene is causing aging, we're going to remove it. No death now. Somehow, whole attempt individually, collectively is to become independent of the laws of nature. But Prabhupada said anything more than agriculture and crop protection is ugra. All attempt is somehow to come out of the control of the material nature. Prabhupada is saying, independent of the laws, beginning from Ravana, who wanted to break the laws of nature. Laws of nature, you do papa, you go to hell, and you do punya, you go to heaven. Ravana wanted to change it, he wanted to reverse it. To make a staircase direct to heaven. And Prabhupada is saying that we are also trying similar way, correct? Trying to approach different planetary system by some kind of mechanical power. It has been tried before. But then Prabhupada is saying the highest goal of human life is to work hard under the guidance of the Lord and become totally dependent on Him. Just see the word by word how it is developing. Okay? But Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada said Pandavas are ideal. Okay? Just note this, that they were completely dependent on the goodwill of the Lord. They were not idle parasites of the Lord. Not that Krishna did not tell Arjuna that I will fight the war. You fight the war, but depend on me. Ma manusmara yuddhacha. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita, remember me, depend on me and fight. Not that when I depend on Krishna, then I will not study now. Krishna will take care of everything. No? Krishna is watching. I always, Arjuna understood. Arjuna is sit down. Prabhupada said, he didn't tell Arjuna, you sit and smoke ganja. I'll do the fight for you. No? Krishna is very, very active. Completely dependent on the good of the Lord. They were not idle parasites of the Lord. Such a nice word. They were not idle parasites. लोग सोते हैं ना माता जी साधु ऐसे ही हैं, बैठे रहते हैं, भगवान ही सब कुछ करते हैं, है ना? If the Krishna doesn't show that example, he made Arjuna work perfectly. Many people say सब destiny अपने आप जो होना है हो जाएगा, क्या है जाके सो जाओ, जो होना है हो जाएगा. Did Pandavas act like that? जो होना है हो जाएगा. महाभारत वॉर लड़ने की जरूरत नहीं. They put their life at risk. Krishna did that. They were, Prabhupada said, they were very quality of personal character and physical activity. Many times people see those who are weak, those who are, they go to the Lord. Those who are confident and strong, they don't need to go. Pandava, they were not confident. They were very confident, very competent. They were all qualified of personal character and physical ability. They were wonderful personalities and they were great warriors. But still that, they always look at the mercy of the Lord because they knew that living being is dependent by his constitution. So, discuss this now. Who will explain? Yes, Kamalesh, how do you say we are dependent? To samajh nahi aa raha na. Pandavas are so powerful, so wonderful character. Why they have to depend on the mercy of the Lord?
In fact, Bhimasena was the one who has killed all the 100 Kauravas. But in spite of all that, he is the one who was always dependent on Krishna's mercy. Arjuna was the best Dhanurdhari ever. He was ambidextrous. In spite of that, he was always dependent on Krishna. Kunti Devi, being the mother of so much powerful Pandavas, she was always dependent on Krishna. So, in case if, those kind of powerful people are dependent on Krishna.
We have completed, Kamlesh. What do you want to see?
That's what. So, all powerful people, but still they are dependent on Krishna because when they were trapped in situations where they cannot, their physical appearances and all those cannot help. So at those times also Krishna has helped them because they were completely dependent on Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. No. Just I'm. So somebody wants to join. I'm trying to see it happens. Yeah. You can hear us?
Yes, Prabhuji. Crystal clear, Prabhuji.
Okay. They are all highly qualified person, character and physical activities. Still, they always looked at the mercy of the Lord because every living dependent on constantly. The perfection life, they have to become dependent on the will of the Lord instead of becoming falsely individual. Perfection life is to become dependent on the will of the Lord. Like you are working in the college. Now the dean, if the teacher wills, you have to do assignment tomorrow. You have to accept. There was once Prabhupada happened in America. Prabhupada landed up and he said, I want Chaitanya Charitamrita to immediately printed. He had to spend time and done 17 volumes already on his dictaphone. And the tapes are ready, but book was not coming out. So Prabhupada said, how many books have come out? Prabhupada, one has come out. 2 months we are making one book. How much time you need to finish all? Prabhupada, you need 2-3 years. Prabhupada said, 2-3 years. 2 months, all the books should be out. Prabhupada, they said, Prabhupada, it's impossible. Prabhupada looked at them. Impossible word in the dictionary of fools. He said, this word is only in the dictionary of fools. And he became really upset. And he just, the disciples are devastated. They have so much faith in Prabhupada. I said, if he's saying we have to do it. So they had an emergency meeting. Because we have to be trained to please Krishna. See, that's why the Acharya does all this thing. So they practically for 2 months they did not sleep. They did it. 2.5 months books were out. They requested Prabhupada to stay with us for some time because editing we have to ask a question. Sometimes we don't understand dictaphone because they hardly knew Krishna consciousness. We have to ask what is the meaning? What is the meaning of this? Who is Nityananda? Who is this? We don't know anything. We are totally different. You have to guide us sometimes. We can hear, we don't understand. So can he help us? So Prabhupada sometime, but then Prabhupada went, he can't stay, he has to preach. But then the disciples did it in 2.5 months. They did it. They printed the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita.
How they were guided when they were looking out for guidance from Prabhupada? Who helped them?
Krishna helped them. The point is that faith should be there, and then total dependence, on the will. What I am saying is the point on the will. You understand? Now somebody, a senior to us, will do this. Why is he telling like that? All crazy or what? First, our response is like that. But when we develop a submissive service attitude, that's not the way we feel. Oh, I will be very happy. Let me just do it. If it is possible, let me try. They just tried. And in fact, it is said the very unique things were happening. Number one was that they knew there was no time to make all the paintings. One of the bottlenecks of the painting needs time. You see, in the Prabhupada time paintings are not even made today. They're so detailed, so detailed. One corner of the painting, if painting will take few days. So maybe 1 month time painting. So detailed. Can you see that? Everything takes time. Slowly they will fill the whole canvas. So they there is no time for painting. So can you take some photographs? So they sent one man to India, dashing. He went to all the holy places, taking photographs where Lord Chaitanya visited and blah blah. You have seen Chaitanya, many photos are there. To save some time, many photos they put. And a painting, it never happens that one person does the painting, other continue. That happened. Painting came, he worked for 10 hours, they slept, the other person continued. They did whatever possible to finish it. And Prabhupada was very pleased. He said, by this effort, you go back to God. He gave the blessing. Acharya gave the blessing. Will. So we are not the will of Krishna. The devotee, what happens, not only that, in our life also we can say will of Krishna. We do things in a particular way. Will of Krishna, something else happen. Honor the will of Krishna. Don't fight with them. Don't hit your head against the wall. Okay. Accept you. It's not easy to accept the will of Krishna. Correct? What do you say? Krishna will show us actually. Spiritual world, it is like that. Krishna wills and all run. There's so much planning happens every day. How Radha Krishna meet together. So Krishna today wills, I'll go as a doctor. Plan starts off, they're excited. Tomorrow Krishna wills, okay, today I'll go as a gopi. And then the plan starts off. All the gopas and gopis both are busy how to unite every day Radha Krishna. Leela is going on. And so much fun happens there. So will of Krishna predominates. And the material world also. Spiritual world, lovingly. Material world, we have to seek. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, I am the Kala. I'm feeling cold. Can you increase the temperature? Use your common sense. Huh? Hare Krishna. See, use your little common sense. I have increased the temperature, but it is not implementing in that. Sometimes okay. उनको ठंड लगता है, उसको 2 लोग हैं जिनको बहुत ठंड लगता है. हाँ, थोड़ा पंखा खोल दो थोड़ा टाइम के लिए. Undoubtedly, they were completely dependent on the goodwill also. So we have to learn to become dependent on the will of the Lord. एक step कम कर दो. This is very important.
I would like to ask you. Without God's will, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
But always you believe it. Without Lord's will, nothing can happen. Leaf cannot fall from the tree.
Yeah.
It is true, right?
Yeah.
So in this context, yeah, in Kurukshetra, so that also it was, means though they were powerful, but they were not ready to fight.
Yeah.
But it is because of Lord's will they agreed, or?
Yeah. It was a common question, destiny and will. See, they came to the battlefield. They come to the battlefield. That's the Lord's will. They're going to fight or not, it's left to them. It's like Lord's will, you have a house, you have children, you have a job. But now you're whether going to go to temple or not, he's not going to force you. Similarly, Arjuna says, you decide, Arjuna. So I don't know, little meditation. Nobody honors you as much as Krishna. We always like to be, people should respect our will, correct? Then you feel very happy. Sometimes at home, we can upset, children get upset. A parent don't accept your wish. I want to do this. How you can do this? I don't like. We don't like to be crushed like that. True? Okay. But and you feel very happy with somebody who honors your will. Nobody more than Krishna. You desired a stupid idea, I want to be independent of you. Really? You want to be independent? Don't be independent. You can be very happy. No, I don't want to do anything with you. Imagine such a detailed creation. So much pain in the heart. When a child goes out of the house, how much pain the mother has. Correct? There is a pain of rejection. So much love you are giving, there is no reciprocation. There's so much pain actually. But Mother Beer said, okay, you don't have nothing, I don't want to see your face. Okay, that's fine. I'll make arrangement for you. Correct? And you buy a house for the child can stay independent of you, correct? You get him a car, you get him an admission and everything you are behind. You see there is a food being delivered every day. Correct? Imagine the details going on. And every moment the child is willing, no, now I want to go to America. You are arranging. You know it's stupid. But you're honoring his decision one by one. But at the same time, you have to purify him. So when there is any sinful activity, you are punishing him. So it is said that we have come to this world to enjoy our desires. That's fine. But you have to follow laws of dharma. That Lord will not permit. Break laws of dharma and slap you. That is laws of karma. Correct? You get it? As we have left him, that's fine. He's not going to hit us for that. He's not a cruel person. Okay, you don't want to be with him, I'll beat you. It doesn't do that. But having come here, we are supposed to follow laws of dharma, which are set for the gradual reformation. Just like, suppose somebody does a crime in the city, we put him in the jail. We're not going to hit him now. We put him in the jail, we are restricted his freedom. For what? For reformation. So that he becomes a good citizen and comes out. He has to follow the rules of the jail. He cannot say in the jail, I'll be independent of the rules of the jail. Then he'll hit. As far as my analysis. What do you say? Huh? It's not that Krishna wants to beat you because you don't want to serve him. Welcome, Mataji. Welcome back from Mayapur.
One of the others.
Oh, you are not gone to Mayapur. You went to which?
I went to Vrindavan.
Oh, another Vrindavan. Somebody is Dwarka. Somebody is there. She went to Dwarka. People are gone. This is the Kartik at the Tirtha place, Tirtha time. We, Badrinath, we did all this thing time early only. Hana? We went to Mayapur June. We finished it early. You plan, you'll go. Okay, without any guardian, those who are completely dependent on the will of the Lord are called Sanata. It's fine that meditation, that Krishna honors of freedom. Kamalesh, what do you say?
Yes, Prabhuji. Wonderfully you have explained it, Prabhuji.
So those who try to become falsely independent of the Lord are called Anath. Actually, we are Anath. He's a real protector and guardian for us. And you reject him, you are actually Anath. You are helpless roaming in this world. Even though you have so-called family, even though you have so-called well-wisher, you are helpless roaming on the road. Nobody can take care of you. But when you take shelter of the Lord, you have a transcendental feeling. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Actually, you feel Sanat. We may have parents, we may have their, but still we are helpless, isn't it? And there is no transcendental. But when you are totally taken shelter of the Lord, you feel that every day. and the devotee has peace. See, with all the protection, we see how much we become disturbed when things not go our way. That means we are still not protected. We are still not sheltered. When a devotee, even though most unfavorable, physically, mentally, most unfavorable situation is happening, like Prahlad Maharaj, his father instead of trying to kill him. Correct? But is he disturbed? No. Because the Sanat is taken shelter of the Lord. But here a person maybe with all the facilities, all the richness, he's not feeling sheltered. So all the external feature in metal world means it is object is there, but it's only a drama. That relation is not there. It cannot give you the without any. Those who are completely dependent on the will of the Lord are called Sanata, or having someone to protect them. So sweet. Prabhupada says these books are my transcendental ecstasies. So we must try to be Sanata. Prabhupada makes this philosophy very simple. We try to be Sanata so that we always protect from the unfavorable conditions of material existence, transcendentally. Physically, we do not mind. See, just like an operation happens. When anesthesia is there, you do not feel pain. That's fine. That's fine. We do not mind it. Correct? So similarly, if you are Krishna conscious, even though there is difficulty, you will not feel the pain. That's all. That's all we are. Correct? Now we have to go through so many difficulties of life, so many diseases will come, death will come for all of us. If you're taken shelter of Krishna, even if you're not taken shelter of Krishna, you will be very, very disturbed with all the difficulties coming. So you are Anath, so-called Nath, but Anath. By the diluting power of the external metal nature, you forget that the metal condition of life is the most undesirable perplexity because of Maya. Because of Maya, you forget that is the most undesirable perplexity. The Bhagavad Gita stresses that after many, many births, one fortunate person being aware of the fact that Vasudeva is all in all and the best way of leading one's life is surrender unto him completely. What is the shloka? Who knows the shloka? Kamalesh, you know the shloka?
Vasudevam Sarvamiti.
How does it start? Yes, Hriday? Bahunam. Yeah.
Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanam Vam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha.
Yes, very good. This shloka is after many, many births, you come to know, and then you surrender to Krishna and become Sanat. Till that time, you're Anath. That is a sign of a Mahatma. And then Prabhupada says, glorifying all them are the Pandavas of Mahatmas. Who knows it today? By seeing all these rubbish serials, they even doubt Pandavas. They say, Kauravas are bad, but a Pandava bhi koi doodh ke dhule nahi the. That's what everybody says. And one man was telling me, after reading some nonsense commentary of Mahabharata, I met somebody. He says, everybody there is good, nobody is good, including Krishna. That's what they get a picture by watching all the TV serials. Therefore, it is poisonous to watch. Even though they may have nice audio, nice video, very attractive, it's difficult to take your eyes off. Better don't watch. Particularly the newer version was horrible. Which one is a Star Plus or something? It was rubbish. It was total rubbish. We used to watch in our time Ramanand Sagar or something was not so bad. That was not so bad. This one was horrible. Horrible. They just made
very materialistic.
Where they can't understand and they bring down that to their platform.
That's why the way they are taking that understanding makes
Interpretation.
And they make interpretation. You see, proper this is the interpretation. This is the exact. All the Pandavas, the Mahatmas. And you see, if you read Krishna book, how they love Krishna. All of them. Yudhishthira, Bhima, they love Krishna. And Krishna lovingly enthroned the rulers of the world because the devotee should rule the world. That will benefit the world. Krishna personally did it. Okay? And Maharaj Yudhishthira, the head of these Mahatmas. Oh, so sweet. And Queen Kunti was the mother. The lesson of the Bhagavad Gita and the Purana, especially Bhagavad Purana, therefore inevitable canon history of the Pandava Mahatmas. And actually Bhagavatam will begin with that. And it not only begin, it began with that. Ashwatthama running after and throwing Brahmastra. That's all and that Queen Kunti offering praise after that. The Bhagavatam has begun with the life of the Pandavas. So they are honorable. Therefore, separation from the Lord was just like a separation of fish from it. The Queen Kunti said, are you going away today? Just because you have become the emperors, now you're going away today, better the trouble be there. That's why the previous sloka. Don't go away. Don't go away. Just because we are emperors, you're going away, so let us be poor only. We want you. We don't want richness. That's the devotee. Separation for the Lord or now Prabhupada can speak this word, separation of fish from water. We don't even know what it is. Correct? We are very happy without Krishna. For them, the separation from the Lord are just like separation fish from. Srimati Kunti Devi, they felt the separation like a thunderbolt. We don't feel like a thunderbolt. Huh? Morning has passed 6 hours over, we didn't even think about Krishna once, we didn't feel anything. But for Queen Kunti, it's like a thunderbolt. Immense pain. Therefore, when Ramananda Rai was asked by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the greatest pain? This separation from the Lord and separation from his devotees. Both will come when you become devotees, not now. Become devotees, you'll feel great separation from the Lord. And Prabhupada said that's the goal of the Guru. The goal of the Guru is to bring you to the platform of feeling separation from the Lord. We sing, no? Shri Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Karo More. What is the last line?
Kunti knew.
And what is the last line on it?
Prabhu, Kunti knew, like Bhishma, Mahapita, Krishna is not an ordinary person. He is God.
She knew.
She knew, and
Bhishma.
Bhusha will speak. Both of them knew that Krishna is not ordinary.
Correct. Person. And he's going to speak now. Bhishma is going to speak in the next chapter, and he's going to prove it.
And that feeling makes Kunti very close to Krishna. She cannot survive without his mercy. That's why she wants to stop him from going to Dwarka.
So sweet, no?
You stay here. Give me more trouble, she says, so that I can remember you.
Yes. How amazing it is. Prabhupada says, therefore, Bhagavatam is the postgraduate religion because everybody goes to temple, mosque, church, give me help. Nobody go, and you go to place of worship, give me trouble, my Lord. When she offers that prayer itself, she shows it's the postgraduate religion, not undergraduate course. It's a postgraduate course. Give me trouble. And you go, my Lord. And he can give, huh? Just now he was so powerful, he saved the Parikshit Maharaj, he protected him. Just now, you see his power. He stopped the Brahmastra, which is the most powerful weapon in the universe. Krishna just stopped it. You cannot act now. And now she's telling the Lord, she's seen his power in Mahabharata war whole time. Give me trouble. He can give. Sometimes I joke, I make people chant that verse. I say, now what do you know what to chant it? What? You said, my Lord, give me trouble. Oh my God, did I say that? I said, yes, you don't know the meaning. Oh, why did you make me chant this verse? And she felt like a thunderbolt. So there's a very sweet expression. Prabhupada said the goal of the Guru is to bring you to that platform where you feel separation from the Lord. Then you achieve perfection. Presently, we are feeling attraction to sense gratification. Sense objects are dragging us. Then one stage will be to purify. This is get purified. Therefore, every day Shramana should be good. Chanting, reading should be good. At least the negative energy is washed out of our system. There is no harassment by the senses. The heart pinched and attracted and beaten by the sense object. And that only leads to frustration. And then you are free from that, your life becomes peaceful. Evam prasanna manaso. Then you can progress further. When you are joyfully situated, evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha. Unless you are peaceful and happy, you cannot progress in spiritual life. Correct? And then we come to the situation in association, feeling separation from the Lord, the highest spiritual ecstasy. Imagine, it's like you sleep in the Lord, my Lord. When will I see you? Then you are advancing. Now, my Lord, when will I see that girl? Then you are still in the middle word only. Correct? That is where we are now. Heart is hankering for sense objects. And we know, philosophically also we know. Arjuna asked Krishna this question. No? Krishna, why is it we are running for things forcefully? Mind is dragging us for things which we do not want to do. What does Arjuna Krishna answers? Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna, Samudova. It's all from Rajoguna, you're dragged towards us. That means we can know where we are now, which Guna is influencing us. When Tamoguna influences us, we think of giving pain to somebody. And we do give pain to somebody. But Rajoguna influences us, we think of giving pain, we don't do it. Overall, outside we are good people, but our mind is compromised already. correct? Controlling other people, exploiting other people, all desires are coming. Sattva, we only think of doing good to people and we do only good. It's a good man. But still nothing spiritual about all the three. Spiritual means is hankering. When will I see the Lord? So when you 24 hours develop that platform, don't you think that's the more thing I should try to achieve?
I think that is the real ego.
No, we have to work for that. We are not working for
When you
that.
surrender.
No, see, like doctor comes. A doctor, whenever you're sick, he takes a temperature. So you also, every moment when you're chanting, whole day you can see your condition. We are actually thinking and doing harm to people. You're actually Kalo Shudra Samava. Honestly speaking, at least I am in this. We are all in that condition. Thinking of doing harm to others and doing harm to others, hurting others. You can hurt somebody three ways: by gestures, by words, and by physically. We do all the three. Just by words, and something hit also. We do all the three. Tamoguna we have. Rajoguna at least he thinks of doing harm to others, but externally looks a great man. He's a gentleman. Nowadays, they dress up very nicely and go. Is external. Inward, they are all envious, jealous. You're sitting in a meeting company. How much you're envious, jealous of everybody? This person thinks is a very great. You go anytime you go to office, we go to meet one man, meet next man. You're shocked. Both hate each other like anything. And sometimes we see them fighting, shouting at each other. That's how the nature of the world is. All jealous of each other. So we are on the platform. Sattva at least he becomes nice. He always thinks good of others and does good. But Krishna consciousness is always feeling separation from the Lord. We have to come to this point. And Queen Kunti is an example for us. Whole prayer of Kunti is to try to persuade the Lord to stay with them. After battle of Kurukshetra, although animal kings have killed their sons and grandsons, still to deal with the Pandava. Okay? Always is not only Pandavas in the condition enmity, all of us are in such condition. One enemy you'll always have. More successful you are, more enemies you have. What do you say? What experience of life agrees?
Basically because of jealousy. Envy.
No, when you don't have anything, I tell you now we're a small temple living on rented premises. If Krishna wants, he can change it in one day. Maybe in a big palace. No, it's possible. Somebody gives us a huge palace. You'll not be able to count number of enemies you will have. Now nobody will have enemy. When you have no money, nobody is enemy. When you have money, power, you see the enemies. Wow, you have so many troubles. It is only the Pandavas part condition, but all of us in this condition, the best way of living is to become completely dependent on the will of the Lord. So what does the Prabhupada say? Become completely dependent on the will, and they will overcome all difficulties of material. So we beautiful purport to a beautiful shloka. This purport is like jewel. And devotees read the purport, Prabhupada class before, hearing is how could you write such a purport? All good luck, but totally dependent on the mercy of the Lord.
You were explaining about this goodness, passion, and ignorance. People who are in these moods.
Is it analysis okay technically? You understand? See, basically, trying to control others is also trying to harm. That's also harming. Why? What business you have to try to desire to control somebody, hurt somebody, offend somebody? That means you are already you're not a good. You're a bad person. Good man always does good, makes people comfortable, encourages them. Bad person, he hits them hard, hurts them. And because we are covered by Rajoguna, Tamoguna, we do keep pain to it. Yeah.
So you were explaining about the behavior of different types of people who are belonging to different moods. Some of them mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Suppose a person who is in mode of ignorance meets with a person who is in goodness, wants to hurt that person. And how this person should respond who is in mode of goodness.
Yeah, Hriday will answer the question. He is in mode of goodness, very calm, sir. How do you deal? Now, how do you deal? How do you deal when you have people?
As far as the words are concerned, if they are against you, just don't bother. But if they go to your belief system and all, then we should resist it.
Huh?
if the person is trying to say bad thing about us, then we should always just don't bother, just ignore. But if he goes to our Guru and
Krishna is offending Guru and Krishna, then
we should protest.
And three ways we can protest. A Shudra protest is he should commit suicide. That's why Sati, humbly taking the position of a Shudra, committed suicide. You know the Sati famous example, when Lord Shiva was insulted by Daksha, she committed suicide. And if you are a Kshatriya, you should take a weapon and cut his tongue. But Prabhupada has said, walk away from the place. They change the topic. Therefore, that itself is a mark of a silence is also a great weapon. Don't say anything. Change the topic or go away best. If you are very hurt, go away from the place. If the person can listenable, talkable, talk to him. See, that's not reasonable. How can he say? And many times people say something, they don't really mean it because they just repeat what they heard. You know, Krishna was all, somebody says, it's not that outrightly they're jealous of Krishna. Many people say, Krishna also had many wives. It's not that he actually wants to insult Krishna. He just heard that. He's speaking without feeling. He's not outrightly, we have to take the words with what he intends to do. It's not outrightly he wants to, he hates Krishna. He just heard people who hate Krishna, that's all. He's just innocent person carrying some message, correct? So it's like, see, okay, you can say like that, but why don't you consider this very properly? Many times I've seen the people actually, see, what happens to us is that as we grow in responsibility, we have to learn something, that people are actually, every person is open to a suggestion. We should learn this. Every person is open to a suggestion. Always have this. This is the way a book distributor has this thing. Nobody is interested in buying. No. Why don't you think about buying this book? Okay. It's a good idea. Correct? Every person is open to suggestion. And we should develop the power to mold people. Generally what we do is that we brand people. We don't mold them. Which is not a good way of management. What do you say? We brand them. Somebody spoke like, oh, so you're like this. Over. Arey Baba, we talk to him. Isn't it do that? You just brand him. Ye to ye hai. Ye to ye hai. And he can mold it to become a great devotee. Therefore, Prabhupada never had, we can't be like Prabhupada, and definitely I think Prabhupada will be upset with us. Prabhupada never let anybody go out. Whoever came to his shelter, never. But we can't do that. We are not so merciful. We don't have that power to mold a person. I remember once what happened. One boy came with a girl behind in a bike from Goa. And both were hippies. And look at their dress also, so many peers saying, hey, can we stay here? I said, no. And Prabhupada would have never said no. Always said yes. Because he gave a chance. There are people who joined Prabhupada, they were drug addicts that day. But by mercy, they totally changed. That famous example, you have heard that example. Have you heard that? Indra Maharaj gives that example. That what happens in Prabhupada lands in France. So one person who was like, street urchin, you have the dustbin ke paas pade rehte. Every colony will have one idiot like that, correct? Who is practically eating from the dustbin, lying dirty and all. So Prabhupada was about to come, so landed in the temple. I just tell the story to show how Acharyas don't say no. He came to the temple and he said, food. It was so stinking, the devotees said, stay there only, don't enter the place. They gave some food and enter. So he used to somehow collect food sometimes from the temple and go when he's hungry. Just like we will also do. Okay? We'll not do more than that. So what happened when Prabhupada came and they're taking Prabhupada for a walk, he was just lying in the bushes. Put some newspaper and sleeping in the bushes. He just had some regard for devotees. They saw him coming with their acharya. Some feeling arose in his heart. He is rushed to touch his feet. The devotees protected and didn't allow him to hold Prabhupada's feet because they didn't want that karma to go. And he's not anyway following Prabhupada. So why? Generally, a disciple can touch, not everybody for acharya. Take care, that's all. So then when they came back from the walk, the door of the temple was open. They had to lock, not just close the door, only Pujari were there doing a job, rest all gone for morning. Door was open, surprise, who was coming? So moment they came forward, Prabhupada lead them. Any senior person goes inside first. Prabhupada came first, he held his feet. So devotees say, oh my God, they ran to drag him away. Prabhupada said, no, leave. And he told him, just crying. He wanted to come out of his, abominable position, mentally, physically. He's in a wretched position. And Prabhupada said, okay, it's all right. Touched his head and said, okay, all right. And then Prabhupada went to class and he was sitting. He's in deep tamoguna, not tamoguna, deep tamoguna. And then you heard the story, Kamlesh?
Once I've heard, Prabhuji, only Prabhupada can be so merciful. So very merciful.
And then what happens is that person, now that a debate, the class happened and Aarti happened and this person, he's not in the normal stage. He can't even speak legibly. And then what happened? You heard the story? It's amazing. It's you can see the video of this. It's there. Prabhupada memories. And then what happened? That the devotees started debating. When Prabhupada went to his room, can we keep him or throw him out? No, Prabhupada touched his. We have to keep him. We can't throw him. So that became the majority. How can we keep him? No, so we'll keep. Okay, then you have to bathe him, dress him. That they took him. They kept him in the ashram. They bathed him and shaved him and dressed him. Put dhoti on him. And then, after that, they said what to do. So, okay, maybe he can wash the pots. What he can do? He started pot washing. So then the devotee said that they were going for Sankirtana one day. He came and sat in the van. Said, what are you doing? Then I want to do Sankirtana. Prabhupada saved him. That much was his only mantra. Prabhupada saved him. Because he was in a total tamoguna. He was actually allowed to sit in an ashram for them. And then they went to the Sankirtan and they landed up in a place, a recorded video. So this person was first person to run away. A bag of books. They say, where is he going? Wait a minute, he may not throw the books away. He's totally, And then he's preaching. What is preaching? Prabhupada saved me. That's all, one line. Prabhupada saved me. Please take this book. He has seen the benefit. And then he came back very soon with the bag empty. And they say, we didn't even start by that time. We just landed and, we have just left early morning. So we had our breakfast, everything. And here this person finished. And then he said, being a devotee soul, his voice cleared up. And after clearing voice, started giving classes. And he's still a book distributor somewhere in America. That's I heard last. So imagine he got a diksha, he took initiation also. So that's, the Prabhupada says, he can always say no. But we have a capacity, we cannot. True? We have no powers like that. Like that person, hippie came with a girlfriend behind. Can we still? So no, I don't have that power. And so recently somebody came to, he was taking medicine, they take psychiatric medicine. I said, I will not be able to help. It's beyond my power to mold somebody who's on medication. I said, you're mad now. How? I'm just depressed. I said, what is the difference? What is the difference? Doctor, tell me.
In fact,
what do you say? Isn't it some kind of madness to be depressed? Why we should be depressed? I was developing on that. Today, depression and taking medication is so common. I said, I am taking, and my mother is also taking because of me. I said, well, Krishna told Arjuna, you're depressed in the battlefield. I have some tablets for you. What a joke it is. Isn't it? You give tablets to them? Little antipsychotic, sedatives. What do you say? People recommend like anything. Doctor, what do you say? Is it common now to give?
In homeopathy, there is no like that drug. In homeopathy, there is no drug like antidepressive and sedative like that. We give according to the person is suffering based on that. So that.
But psychiatric?
Psychiatric they will give. Psychiatric.
No, you in homeopathy?
That also we have, but not like anti. We have medicine which will the phase will be disappeared. It acts according to the phase patient is having. It's not like sedative or antidepressant.
Yeah. You don't block his brain.
No.
See what happens. My analysis was that was just like Krishna. So Arjuna was in great pain. Krishna explained to him, but made him drive his vehicle. What psychologists do is that they take over the steering. And I've seen the people become so dependent on them. The psychologists go out of the town, they are very disturbed. But goes for a tour, they can't handle it. Because, today, again a wife spoke like that. You should tell her this. He has no power now to communicate or make decisions on his own. They tell him what to do. That is not fair, no? You should drive his car. Give him the strength, let him drive the car. What do you say? Even the medicine system is like that. I have an injury in my body. Allopathy, what it does, it doesn't depend on your system, it attacks the injury. But homeopathy, I think, and Ayurveda, I know, it doesn't do like that. It gives you strength to take care. So not only physically, even mentally, the whole approach is wrong.
Directly to the body power should improve.
So similarly, mental power. He has a pain, give him the mental strength to handle the pain.
Yes.
That is a right process. No? Arjuna could not see the pain of fighting the war. Krishna gave him strength. Now you fight the war. And so much strength, his son died in the battle, continue to fight the war. So much strength Krishna gave. Correct? But here approach is nowadays to kill, to attack that thing, and you keep aside. I'll attack.
Yeah, that is their system.
Krishna to cure his problem.
We don't have. So we should take sedative. No. I cannot make a final decision because I have not studied even Ayurveda properly.
Basically, we consider brain to be part of body. It is not independent of body. Because it's part of body. It's not that when you give anesthesia, what is the mind become taken? Like suppose you have anesthesia, no awareness of time, passage of time, desensitization.
So these medicines are like anesthesia.
No, I'm saying that you have proof that the brain is part of body, it's not something other than body. So when you anesthesia, the brain basically stops functioning, then it starts again.
Yeah.
So basically, brain is body as far as medicine is concerned.
Yes.
So just like you have body or an injury, you have put a bandage or a medicine. Same way, basically it is like, suppose you got, it is like simple process. Like supposing you got a traffic blockage, you make a diversion, not solve the original problem, but bypass the problem for the time being. Likewise, even when you psychiatric drugs are bypassing the crisis. Sometimes the crisis is such that the person becomes dangerous to himself. So
you give a medicine so that he forgets everything.
Bypassing the crisis at that.
How?
You will not be solving the root cause.
No, you're not solving the root cause.
But you have to solve that crisis, isn't it?
Yeah.
That has to be, something has to be done at that point. It is like an emergency measure, something has to be done.
Yeah, then because he may be thinking of committing suicide and all, give him sedatives and make him forget everything for some time.
Yes.
But the problem is not solved. He will come to aware the problem tomorrow.
But something has to be done. No?
Yes.
If you have the means to do something.
Just like liquor. They take liquor. दारू किस लिए पीते हैं? अब ये सच बोलो. चलो यार एग्जाम फेल हो गया दारू पी लेते हैं. And they feel very happy because they can forget everything. सब भूल जाओ.
If you have the means to prevent a crisis, if allow it to happen because of some philosophical objection, that is again wrong.
But actually,
patient is in crisis. It's not a simple problem. This is actually like severe physical agony. It's not that they're imagining things.
He is having a severe mental pain.
It is like physical agony only.
Okay.
It is right to cure a physical pain. Equally necessary to cure a mental pain.
No, but how do you cure a mental pain? No, but how do you cure a mental pain?
Yeah, but at that point, the crisis has to be dealt with. No, if someone is in a crisis, you cannot allow them to go on suffering. No.
See, previously, what used to happen? Families used to be big. No. So, in case there is a crisis, economic crisis, or a crisis of somebody very near or dear has died or is in pain, the whole family is there to be with you. So we didn't need tablets, I think. What are tablet replacing?
I think families used to reject those people who are psychiatric disturbed. Families used to reject. I don't think they were always protected.
No. I'm not saying. Somebody got a pain, physical pain. No, coming to that situation itself, see, pain happened. But there were so many people at the time to shoulder you. Your own, you have 4 brother-in-laws.
They consider you to be dependent. No, they won't treat you as an equal. Valid.
No, you will not become invalid.
No,
you will not become invalid because they will be see, just like when you are physically broken, somebody has to hold you. When mentally broken, that time the brain does not work. At that time, what do you say? Because God's grace did not feel that situation, but any day it comes.
Actually, medical science now, even all emotions are considered releasing of certain chemicals from the brain. So even depression means there are certain chemicals which are releasing from the brain. And antidepressant, what it does actually, it releases the dopamine. It's a hormone actually. So it's like pleasure-giving hormone. So when anyone eats chocolates or liquor or smoke, this actually the same hormone gets released in the body. So dopamine they put in tablet form, and it's actually as a precautionary measure. When depression phase starts, then suddenly certain chemicals start producing from the brain, and the person that can take the person towards suicidal tendencies. So immediately at that time, if a dopamine gets released in the body by putting certain tablets, then it actually counterattacks that harm on that particular chemical. So in this way, medical science treats this particular problem, but it's actually a precautionary measure, so it's not a permanent thing. Temporary.
The doctor's point is that there is some pain and why you're denying a treatment. Anna?
Prabhu, I feel in today's world, anyway, we don't have joint families, we don't have people around us, even the friends we have, everything is superficial. So I feel depression is a medical condition that does require some medical intervention in the form of tablets. Maybe parallelly along with that, counseling in the longer run will help them come out of it.
Because why I tell you,
tablets along with counseling.
No. What I have seen generally is, see, mind is an instrument. Okay? And the mind as an instrument, if they are more fortunate, they can come to a temple. They'll come out of the situation in a transcendental way. They will come out of the situation in a much better way. They don't take shelter of Vedic science to solve the mental problem. They will have to go to the material. But in this, the disturbing thing I have seen, suicidal tendencies. Suicidal tendencies, we had many good people, students who committed suicide after the medication. They develop suicidal tendencies. The mind becomes very weak.
Depression, those are in depression, when they come out from the depression, it's a very dangerous period. Usually that time they commit suicide. Most of the time. That is very dangerous.
Mostly, they don't even have the motivation to do anything, including commit suicide. So the recovery
that
motivation.
Is just a very
Okay. You say the recovery stage is the dangerous stage?
They recover motivation, but they have not yet come out of the
fully
depressive
not come
thoughts. So now they can act on the depressive thoughts.
Oh.
Yes.
Because when they were deep depression, they wanted to commit suicide, but they did not able to motivate themselves to do that.
In that moment, actually, support is very important.
But they're still not recovered.
And most of the time, this mental, they are suffering from psychological problem.
Prabhupada said something.
Prabhupada
have family support. Little that is less today, isn't it? Family support.
Most of the time, we are seeing there.
No, there was
directly
one.
They say you are mad.
The family pressure is more.
That is very hurting word for a.
He's saying the family, instead of supporting, puts pressure.
Yes.
I had that example. I tell you, there was the first time in my life.
Families, joint families, it used to be less.
No, I tell you, personal situation, personal experience, testimony. When I went to the college, I could not study because of some reasons. Okay? One of the reasons was that I was in a protected house. Never heard or did bad things ever. Went to the college, we had ragging. What they were speaking, I could not even imagine. Imagine, you live protected house and the ragging means they try to disturb the person's boundaries. Why? No, why you cannot do this? And I'm blown up. Lost my concentration. And then your freedom, you do bad things, whatever, some things more. And my marks did not come. First time in my life, I was so proud. Always doing extremely well. 8, 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. And first attempt going there. Everything is proud. And suddenly I can't score marks. I can't study. So at that, you can say kind of depression. And what you're saying that happened? Family, instead of understanding me, put pressure. I got a call. Nakati. Oh my God. How you imagine what you do now? You're in such a difficult position. Instead of saying, Beta, what happened? And really, is there any distraction? That is the best way to do. But generally what happens, people are so much after rat race and the position that, it's like, I joke like a ball. Everybody wants to hit the ball. Nobody thinks about the ball. And I have that joke. So it's like everybody wants to take advantage of the ball or the batsman. Nobody thinking of the ball. So everybody wants something from us. And that is the position at that time I used to then became totally anath. I have parents, I have friends, I have well-wishers, I'm helpless. Nobody is able to help me. At that moment, I prayed. In the nights I used to pray, oh God, if you are there, help me out. And that is the time I went out one day walking on the corridor. I saw Vedas, something, and Rasaraj Das, Ravi Gomatam, can machine thing. And I went for the class. So I'm saying I came out of depression without tablets. And I was in depression in that way. I used to cry in the night. God, if you are there, help me. I can't concentrate. I can't just take books and I can't read now. Lost my, that capacity to study. Marks are not coming. Friends are making fun. Parents saying, gone crazy. You come for this year. And everybody is looking at you strange way. And at home, not Karti. And then what do I do? So I have personal experience. If I remember one tough situation, and I know it came out because of Krishna consciousness. It's transcendental, devotees, their kirtan, their whole experiences, mind-blowing, transcendent. You can come out. What do you feel?
The contact of people who are in that state of mind can
Pull you up on a spiritual platform. Prabhupada says one place, he says even a madman can be cured if he agrees to chant the Mahamantra. Now, doctor can do a PhD and get a Nobel Prize on it. Somebody has to do. Actually, many things Prabhupada says. We can investigate, which is not known to model science, and prove it, you get a Nobel Prize.
Actually, they do not understand that.
No, you take, go to Nimhas, say that, okay, I'll come every day. I'll make them chant Hare Krishna mantra 2 hours every day. They sit and chant. There is the doctor. He can do it. Super specialization on curing mad people by Harinama. And we will pass in ethics committee, we'll pass your research. Ethics committee, all research come to ethics committees. I am part of some, we'll pass your research. And
in fact, somebody has done research on this Ekadashi fasting also, and he got Nobel Award.
Yeah, that is the Japanese person.
Japanese, correct.
Yeah. Is that the self-eating? Autophagy. And that concept has got a Nobel Prize. No, autophagy. Ekadashi, anybody does it. I don't think you use the term Ekadashi, but the principle is same. But see, point is that Ekadashi concept is to remember the Lord. This automatically happens. A material aspect is looking, just like Tulsi now. Tulsi we look at as a great devotee of the Lord. We worship. But actually Tulsi has a lot of medicinal values. You may get Nobel Prize for that. But this they cannot recognize. It's beyond the panel of Nobel team, beyond their capacity to understand value of Tulsi. Mostly doctors recommend Tulsi they say Tulsi is there all around the place. The diseases will not come. So many things they say people.
When Prabhupada went to US, the first people who came to listen to his chanting were hippies.
Something, just I'll come to your topic. Even in this chapter we read in the beginning, all the people have died, coming out of the depression thing. Okay? I'm actually learning something. It's a new you said, and a valid point. We discussed in the ethics committee. How can you deny medicine? Because when the medicine testing is going on, there is some person who will he may not be getting, we blinded for testing purpose. So we say, how a person can deny the medicine because he may be needy? So that topic comes there. Now, you see in the beginning of the chapter, what happens? All the people, the Kauravas, Pandavas, families have come devastated. They lost. Gandhari has lost 100 children. Everybody has come. Everybody is crying actually. And then what happens? You see, what does Krishna do? You see what happens there. How to deal with depression, Vedic way. There are the Pandavas desiring to deliver water. The dead relatives who desired it went to the Ganges Draupadi. The ladies walked in the front. Okay. Having limited over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water to bathe in Ganges, water is sanctified to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Go to the holy place first. The one thing you do. Sad the king of Kurus, Maharaj, Yudhishthira, younger brothers, or overwhelmed with Gandhari, Kunti, Draupadi. Draupadi, why? Lost 5 children. Kunti lost her son Karna, her son. And Gandhari lost all 100 children. Dhritarashtra lost all of them. They're definitely in terrible pain. True? And the overwhelming grief. My Lord Krishna was also there. And what did Krishna do? He gave tablets, no doctor. I don't agree, no doctor. He didn't give tablet. Krishna, what did he do? Citing stringent law of the Almighty and the reaction of the living being, Lord Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. And but Prabhupada said in the purport, the stringent laws of nature under the order of Supreme Personality Godhead cannot be altered by any living entity. This we should know. The living entity is eternally under the subjugation of Almighty Lord. No, okay? Spot life of only few years. If I Prabhupada is giving a purport to what he actually spoke. Okay? And then Lord Krishna, okay. Anyway, so Prabhupada said he pacified them by their word. See, it's the last line of this. Prabhupada has given the whole lecture on this pacifying. Therefore, human life is meant to qualify ourselves for the spiritual liberty. Unfortunately, under the influence of illusionary material energy, we accept this spot life only few years as a permanent existence and thus become illusion by purchasing so-called country, home, land, children, wife, community, wealth, etc., which are false representation created of Maya. Under the dictation of Maya, we fight with one another to protect these false possessions. By cultivating spiritual knowledge, we can realize we have nothing to do with this material paraphernalia. Then at once we become free from material attachment. I tell you, last week I met somebody. He is in depression. He was rolling on my feet. His wife is my congregation. He was rolling on my feet. Lost 3 crores business. He's already on medication. I requested them. I said, both of you do nice Harinam. Or you want, I'll come and do Harinam. And they said that one tablet was working with doctor change, another one now is getting drowsiness and vomiting. You know, these tablets are very strong.
And then they have very side effects, too much of side effects.
This clearly misgiving of material existence one take place association. This clearance of misgiving and of the material existence takes place by association with the Lord devotee who are able to inject transcendental sound into the depth of the bewildered heart and thus make one practically liberated from all limitation and illusion. That is a summary of the pacifying nature of those who are affected by the reaction of stringent material laws. So there is a summary. This message you should give. Exhibit in the form of birth, death, old age, and disease, which are insoluble factors of material existence. The victims of war, namely the family member of the Kurus, are lamenting the problems of death, and the Lord pacified them on basis of knowledge. I remember one life member, something death occurred in his family in Bangalore. So I went to his family. I wanted to speak on Bhagavatam. Hey, Gita ke baat nahi karna. I was thinking, what can I do? So then tablet lo. What do you say? How do you say, Dr. Navarika side? Your definitely analysis is correct. But how can you deny a treatment? But I'm saying Vedic treatment is also there. If they hear this, I have an occasion, I remember. We were in Bangalore. And there was one family who was very rich people, and they were huge supporters of the temple. Some Reddys, you know, they are very big landlords in Bangalore. And his son died. So we went all the way to funeral ceremony. So they said, "Can you do some kirtan, some katha?" Everybody is crying there. So we went there, and there was a devotee, very dear devotee of mine, Vishwapran Prabhu. He was my elder, he was my preacher. He took a class explaining, he was his nature was always smiling and laughing. He took a class, can you imagine in 1 hour time, the wife started laughing. And she at the end she spoke, she said, I can't believe this. My husband had died and 3 days, I'm like dead man. What you spoke, I'm laughing now. And the trees were just making us laugh at how we are actually in this world. So I think you should also be potent, Hannah. You should be able to inject spiritual knowledge, and people. She started laughing. So what is this condition? I'm laughing now. What you have done? And then we had kirtan, everything. Whole atmosphere became so happy. It was such a sad atmosphere. It became so happy atmosphere. Transcendent knowledge has that power to bring us. And because evam prasanna manaso, unless you are joyfully situated, we cannot serve Krishna. So we should, with transcendent knowledge, become joyfully situated. I escaped somehow. The doctor had caught me. No, but his argument was solid. But I think but the person also should be ready for spiritual knowledge if you want to give. If he's not ready to take spiritual knowledge, then he should go for
Should
tablets.
accept.
The person should be in a steady mindset to even listen first.
You will give
Sometimes
sedatives
the
or no?
condition is
See,
so-
Krishna did not do that. Did Krishna give to all the Kauravas, Pandavas some tablet and then say, now you listen to me? No.
Someone who is very depressed, you can't.
Violent
convince them by
condition,
torture.
no? Yes.
Contact with
No, that is the best time to listen. When you are very sad, that's the
That is when
best
you
time.
actually have to listen to the other person.
And that is the time to listen.
Yeah, you have to
At that
listen
time,
to
person is actually ready to listen. He has an empty brain now. See, God cannot do anything lamentable. First, faith should be there. There is nothing lamentable in kingdom of God. Hai? So if the situation has come, that situation is just like Narad Muni, what happened? His mother died. He took tablets, no? He surrendered to Krishna. Prabhupada's whole business collapsed. What did he do? Took tablets? No. Prabhupada, whole ISKCON came because of that. Prabhupada said.
the commitment of time and energy is not there. Put it also.
Ah.
Commitment of time and
I
energy is not there.
think one of the reasons they go tablet, they want a quick, they want quick. It may take, I think, it may take 5-6 months of normal course. Normal course may take 5-6 months where all the supporters, everybody affectionately hold you, correct? And tablet means one day over, you know, go to job. Hai na? Office, you cannot say, give me 6 months leave now. Come to job. What do you say? Take a tablet and come to. Just like, take a treatment now. I am falling sick, I have treatment. You go to an Ayurvedic doctor, first thing you will say, 15-day bed rest. That's the first thing they say, which is very, very difficult nowadays to get a leave 15-day from the office. So those who are Ayurvedic doctors in the cities and all, they are mixing allopathy and Ayurveda out of necessity. Even though they are not unethical because they are not trained in allopathy, they cannot give allopathy, but they give, otherwise people will not come. I remember I used to go to an Ayurvedic doctor in Bangalore. What should I do? I said, pure Ayurveda, I tell you, take rest for 15 days. But allopathy, what we will say? Take this tablet, go to office tomorrow. So I think out of necessity, out of situation, they may be forced to immediately. They have to be ready next day. Hai na? They take some sedatives and be ready.
There is a drug effect and a physician effect.
Ah.
So in olden days, if you look at the drugs that were available, there are very few really effective drugs. Drugs are effective or not.
Ah.
Most of the drugs, if you analyze now, they have practically no effect. Very few effective drugs are there. But still, patients are getting cured. Because the physician's time and commitment was there. Now that commitment and time is not there. So there are different models that can be used.
What about the side effects?
He told me yesterday that Praveen, he was the homeopathic college Alva. He was telling me that it happened in front of him in Father Muller. One patient was there about to die. Doctor entered and he told the wife, she was holding a child, do you know what's his condition? He said, I don't know. 2 days he will die. And she fainted there with the child. And he said how insensitive the doctor was to just throw at her situation like this, correct? He was telling, he said, I wrote a paper on that, he was telling. How the doctor. He said, in homeopathy, we are a little more sensitive.
You don't first is assure. We'll see what can be done.
But allopathy also, we are careful, no? We throw immediately like this.
No, depends on the person. Not all.
You know, all different classes, each criticize others.
There are people on the face
They say allopathy, they don't even look at the patient. They are all busy writing. Hannah? They're mostly busy writing. Hannah?
Yeah. Like most of the time it is. Most of the time it is like cancer patient. We are not supposed to tell them you're suffering from cancer because cancer is one phobia, right? Everybody knows how cancer. Patient when they come, you're not supposed to tell on the face. But there are doctors who say your condition is like that, you're going to die within 8 months. That is not again allopathy or homeopathy. No, I'm telling about doctors. Person. I'm telling generally doctors.
Chalo. 24th. Sorry for having interruption. Discussion on this. And still, he has raised some serious points. We agree to disagree. Some students committed suicide after medicine. Therefore, I
That
have.
becomes a drug abuse, which definitely should not happen.
Hello. Okay. Which is the shloka we are in?
38th, Prabhuji.
Oh, he's sitting at 38 and watching when they will come back. Kevayam nama rupabhyam yadubhi saha pandavaha bhavato darshanam yarahi rishikanam iveshituhu. As the name and fame of particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit, similarly, if you do not look upon us, all of fame and activities along with the Pandav Yadus will end at once. Yes, Mataji, you have come. Like to read?
Purport by Prabhupada. Kunti Devi is quite aware that the existence of the Pandavas is due to Sri Krishna only. The Pandavas are undoubtedly well established in name and fame and are guided by the great king Yudhishthira, who is morally personified, and the Yadus are undoubtedly great allies, but without the guidance of Lord Krishna, all of them are non-enemies. As much as the saints of the body are useless without the guidance of consciousness, no one should be proud of his prestige, power, and fame without being guided by the favor of the Supreme Lord. The living beings are always dependent, and the ultimate dependable object is the Lord Himself. We may therefore invent by our advancement of the material knowledge all sorts of counteracting material resources, but without being guided by the Lord. All such inventions end in fiasco. However strong and stout the reactionary element may be. Very true.
Consider quite aware the existence of the Pandavas due to Krishna only. The Pandavas are well established name, fame, guided by the great use of morally personified. And it will be not dependent on the
There always name and fame behind.
Yeah, if you do not look upon us, and this requires a great realization. No? We think it's independent, Hannah. He said it will end in a great fiasco. Without being guided by the Lord, all inventions end in fiasco. How strong is the reaction? There is a prayer where Prahlad Maharaj says similarly. It says, "My dear Lord Narasimha, if you ignore us, if somebody is neglected by you, he has no protection. Just like a boat is not a protection for a man in ocean, it may topple, like Titanic. Just like parents may not have protection for a child. In front of the parent, the child dies. Just like sometimes the doctor is also not a protection for a patient. Correct? It happens. Patient dies in front of the best doctor. So when being neglected by you, there is no protection. So therefore, she is feeling in the same way. If you do not look upon us, all of fame, active along with Pandavas, will come end at once. Even materially, she is feeling. If by your grace, that we have some, we can, just like bodies finish with disappearance of the living spirit. If you do not look upon us, all of fame and activity along with Pandavas, Yadus will end at once. Living beings are always dependent, the ultimate dependable object to the Lord Himself. Such a nice line. Continue. Hey, Kamlesh, you want to say something?
No, Prabhuji.
Always dependent, ultimate dependable object to the Lord Himself. How do we get this realization here? Even that Queen Kunti says in the same prayer, it says, Janma Shruta Shruta Shribi. If these four things give you some kind of satisfaction, you'll not be able to properly pray to the Lord also. Anna? Okay. We may invent so many counteracting measures, but without being guided by the Lord, all inventions end in a fiasco. How strong, stout the reactionary elements may be. Yes, Mataji? Some example of this. What is the understanding? Yes, Prerna Mataji.
How are we sure that we are guided?
It's 38 shloka. Read the purport.
How are we sure that we are guided to God?
In fact, Titanic also ended up in the same way. They thought that it was an unsinkable ship.
Huh?
But in the maiden voyage itself, it got drowned.
Yeah, metal. No. That point we understood. Metal. Not another point Prabhuji has brought. Okay, your point is that the metal nature is extremely strong. Whatever the science may do, nature, Prakriti will destroy it if it wants. 1 second it can destroy. Just like they say now the earth can spin. And it has done in the history many times. If the earth goes upside down, be ready. Everything is over. 70% population will be wiped out. Correct? Maybe more. Just it has to spin because just like a ball, sometime hanging in the air, it balance change. It becomes like this. Correct? It's not a big deal for a ball to spin. Just for so many reasons, it may do it actually. So, all such inventions end in a fiasco. Now, Prabhuji is bringing another one. How do we know we are guided by the Lord? At this stage, how do we know? Yes, Hriday. In fact, for Pandavas, they were auspicious because always they were guided by the Lord. Always, in any condition, they went in with great difficulty. Always they were guided by the sages, by the Shastra, by the Guru. They were always guided. How do you know? This is the way. Guru Sadhu Shastra. We take the guidance of the Shastra. And now I'm getting an idea. How do I know it's correct? I go and check in the scripture and check with the experts. Just like in medicine also, you get a new idea. You have to put in your paper and get it peer reviewed, and other people have to check, and then it can be published. So I think guided by the Lord, if it is. Because how do you know? How do you know you are guided by the Lord? You should do everything guided by the Lord. How do you know? You may be whimsical.
Many things it happens. I want to do some my own way, but it doesn't happen. It happens. Later on, you realize that what has happened that is correct. Best. What was best and what I was trying to do was not right way. Very often we realize it.
See, another thing is that Prabhupada says, on the basis of the great acharyas, we should reject sense gratification, even though we have no realization of it. See, I do not know.
But we realize later, not.
So you cannot learn by making mistake because there is not enough time in life to make all mistakes. Yeah. That's a very nice saying of a philosopher. So there is no opportunity.
We should not make a mistake.
No, so by hearing to the acharya, this is not good for you. Just like you tell children, as a teacher, all of you are telling, don't smoke or don't drink, say. Now, youngsters today say, I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm going to check it out. And they get trapped. 60% student people who go to a bar, they become drunkard. That's the average. They become an addict, correct? They don't come out tasting and forget it. They go in and they go in. It's like a never ending, then keep going on. Life, they go. So the Vedic system was better but learned by hearing. And when this system develops, that I learn by hearing, spiritual life starts on that day. I learn by hearing because I'm in no position to know the Lord on my own capacity. I learn by hearing. But then look for a bona fide source. Therefore, Prabhupada, you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, when he preached, always quoted the Shastra. He could have spoken directly. No, quoting. You read Chaitanya Charitamrita, 1 line, 5 quotations, 1 line, 5 quotations. He's telling something to Ramananda Rai, quoting from the Shastra, quoting. Whatever he speaks is Shastra, is God himself. No, he's giving an example. Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, I am speaking with this, all these Vedas also speak the same thing. So this is a principle which should be followed.
It doesn't happen until the person realizes it. The person who is smoking, we will tell, stop it.
No, he doesn't listen. He doesn't want to listen. No, he has to burn his, today the process is burned, just like no university. You will take your license, they will take you if you're not doing research. The process is research, but Vedic system, there is no research. Whatever Krishna says is perfect. Prabhupada, whatever Krishna says is good, rest all bad. Our business is finished. We are in very simple life.
See, the idea, the youngsters, they believe life is short. We must enjoy to the maximum.
Yes, 100%.
This is the driving force behind all this.
Yes.
So what do you counter that?
How you countering is only this. They have to come, leave that and surrender. And people have,
you will only live
Prabhuji, people have surrendered to Krishna after experiencing severe failures in life. Totally dejected, they don't know what to look, where to look. They surrender. They only see now there is a Lord. Lord is the only one who can bring them out of this problem.
Even they are having understanding old people.
So you said one person had lost 3 crores. He lost everything. Ultimately, he said, where to look? What to look? Okay.
Chalo. Okay, we do one more sloka with nice meditations. All the discussions happen, everybody opens up, think understanding develops. Neyam shobhishate yat tatra yatedanim gadadhara Vatpaday ankita bhati Swalakshana vilakshitai. O Gadadhara Krishna, our kingdom is now marked by the impressions of your feet and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so sweet. Who's going to read this? Whose rotation turn? Hare Krishna. He's saying we want to come for Aarti or continue reading? They don't stop and they continue. It's very difficult, no? Minds are set together. We don't want to lose the opportunity.
We lost Aarti last Sunday.
Also. Last to last also.
Last Sunday, after the Aarti was over, we had come.
Chalo, we read this purport.
There are certain particular marks on the feet of the Lord which distinguish the Lord from others. The marks of flag, thunderbolt, an instrument to drive an elephant, umbrella, lotus, disc, etc. are on the bottom of Lord's feet. These marks are impressed by the soft dust of the land where the Lord travels. The land of The land of Hastinapura was thus marked while Lord Krishna was there with Pandavas, and the kingdom of the Pandavas thus flourished by such auspicious signs. Kunti Devi pointed out these distinguished future of and was afraid of ill luck in absence of the Lord.
So it was very auspicious. Krishna has walked through Hastinapur. Everything was auspicious. Chalo, go. Ime janapada svirdhaha supaksho shadibhirudaha vanadri nadi udvanto yedante tava bhikshitai. All the cities and villages are flourishing in all respect because the herbs and grains are in abundance, the trees are full of fruits and rivers are flowing and hills are full of minerals and oceans full of wealth. And it's all due to your glancing over them. Who's going to read this amazing purport? Mataji?
Human prosperity flourishes by natural gifts and not by gigantic industrial enterprises. The gigantic industrial enterprises are products of a godless civilization, and they cause the destruction of the noble aims of human life. The more we go on increasing such troublesome industries to squeeze out the vital energy of the human being, the more there will be unrest and dissatisfaction of people in general, although a few only can live lavishly by exploitation. The natural gifts such as grains and vegetables, fruits, rivers, the hills of jewels and minerals, and the seas full of pearls are supplied by the order of the Supreme, and as he desires, material nature produces them in abundance or restricts them at times. The natural law is that the human being may take advantage of these godly gifts by nature and can satisfactorily flourish on them without being captivated by the exploitative motive of lording it over material nature. The more we attempt to exploit material nature according to our whims of enjoyment, the more we shall have become entrapped by the reaction of such exploitative attempts. If we have sufficient grains, fruits, vegetables, and herbs, then what is the necessity of running a slaughterhouse and killing poor animals? A man need not kill an animal if he has sufficient grains and vegetables to eat. The flow of river waters fertilizes the fields, and there is more than what we need. Minerals are produced in the hills and the jewels in the ocean. If the human civilization has sufficient grains, minerals, jewel, water, milk, etc., then why should it hanker after terrible industrial enterprises at the cost of labor of some unfortunate men? But all these natural gifts are dependent on the mercy of the Lord. What we need, therefore, is to be obedient to the laws of the Lord and achieve the perfection of human life by devotional service. The indications by Kunit Devi are just to the point. She desires that God's mercy be bestowed upon them so that natural prosperity be maintained by His grace.
So nice. Actually, I'm just trying to say, everybody was coming to India because it was the richest country. India didn't have any industrial enterprise at that time. It was still the richest country in the world. Spices, gold, silk, pearls. Even Columbus was coming. This was in his dream. 400 years ago, 1500 something. India the richest country without having any industries. Prabhupada says here, I don't know how many of you have an experience with that. Even big software companies are also big industries only. They are laborers only. So much depression they have. So much depression. Prabhupada is saying they are not happy. Is it like that? हाँ भाई बोलो भाई जिनको मैं तो 6 महीने में भाग गया था मेरे को तो ज्यादा हाँ कैसा लगता है So hell Prabhupada ji बोलो तो नरक है नरक हाँ
more or less
Naraka darshan. They give you all the 23 naraka. So Prabhupada is saying why the society. See, basically we see animals, they don't struggle so much for. See, there is a problem of eating and sleeping, definitely. Everybody who's born on earth has it. But animals are solving it very easily, and we are having great anxiety in solving it. जानवर को अपने बेटे को 20 साल पढ़ाना नहीं पड़ता to solve the problem of food, है ना? It's also बेटा इधर से उड़ ये पेड़ में देख कितने फल हैं खा. Just little, some effort is there. ऐसा नहीं कि मुंह में खाना रखते हैं. थोड़ा effort है, but little effort. But we are having a great effort and great anxiety for it. Like in Bombay, Delhi, they are traveling 2 hours one way. Delhi, you know that message every day? Don't come out of the house. Can you imagine the joke? Don't come out of the house in the morning and evening. Don't come out of the house. This is the message. How people are going to... Are pollution. Now winter is approaching. It's they're saying it is poisonous, the air. Don't come out. So, and this is, see, we are trying to control material nature, Ugra Karma, more than what you're supposed to do, is beyond the design. See, if it is the design, it will be sustainable. You're going beyond the design, it is not getting sustained. And it's not the Vedic time, there is no gold, there has to be some gold mine, but it was not some gigantic enterprise. Gold mines, so they were not like today, some huge enterprise. There used to be a blacksmith outside the village, now there is Tata Iron and Steel, huge industries. So we have got into Ugra Karma, trying to exploit material nature, and nature is slapping on the face by so many disturbances. And the biggest joke I feel one day which will come, I do not know whether somebody will remember that, note it down. They will say we have to put the oil back into the earth. See, this oil was not supposed to be taken out. I tell you, it will have some purpose there. Because see, the Vedas are not talking about this. Any knowledge necessary for our life is there in the Vedas. Vedas are not talking about pulling oil out and burning it as a fuel. That means that oil was needed for something there. Now, after some time, we have to put that oil back. Or do something, we have to put that oil back. Something they'll figure out. Hare Krishna.
Oil, if left untouched, what is the use?
No, it has some utility.
Material use.
It will have some utility. No, it has some utility. It has some utility. It has some utility. You'll come to know. Wait 50 years. Then they will say, we have to put that back. And where is it? We have burnt the whole thing. Ugra Karma means basically what you are not supposed. Prabhupada says anything more than agriculture and cow protection is Ugra Karma. Therefore, Krishna Balaram, Krishna flew to call the cows, Balaram for hull. Only these two things you do. Bring cows and your hull. But anyway, what is the theme of the whole purport? We should live with the gifts of nature. That's the natural prosperity. Therefore, if you go to anybody's house previously, you used to see how many cows are there, how much grain he has in stock. That is the real wealth. If now you have wealth in terms of paper, the paper, if the government collapses or country, the paper will have no value tomorrow. Correct? Real wealth is actually.
But the infrastructure they have created in this material world has to be sustained through this.
And now we are in Ugra Karma. You have to swim in this Ugra Karma now. We can't suddenly stop. Like a fan cannot be stopped suddenly. But principle we can know. Properly, let us go along with the theme of the purport. Theme of the purport is that natural gifts of nature, humanity should live peaceful. Artificial attempt to control more attempt to exploit material nature according to the whims of enjoyment, more we should become entrapped by the reactions of exploitative attempts. Because material nature is very complex. We try to control, but there are so many factors which you cannot control, and it will come back on us. And then we don't, oh my God, it's very common. Basically, the material nature is not your wife, it's Krishna's wife. Bhudevi is Krishna's wife. You try to control, she gives a slap. You're telling her, come here. So why should I come? I'm not your wife, I'm Krishna's wife. She gives you a slap. But we are trying to control. And she's not your wife. How can you control a woman who is not your wife? She'll give you a slap.
That's false ego.
It's one part of Bhudevi.
No, the idea is a false ego.
Yeah, to control. So we live by what the Lord has given. That is best. Therefore, Veda is called knowledge because whatever needed is given, including how to live. Live peacefully. You're given a cows, you're given a land, agriculture, cow, and proper knowing that created farm communities around the world to make people live. He created it. He didn't leave it at that. Only I am speaking. Nobody has any comments on this? Prerna, you're silent. You're speaking in the beginning.
So now that we have done so much development, it's better to be taking the best of the bad bargain and whatever we can.
But then Acharya, why Acharya has given such a long purport? Huh?
Now we can't go back and do tending of
But why Acharya writing a whole purport then? No, but why Acharya?
Yeah. So now we are in the city, so better we do what is possible.
Yeah, no, but principle. Now let us go along the purport. If the human civilization sufficient grain, minerals, jewels, water, why we should hanker after terrible industrial enterprises? And reality is that the laborers are in pain. Imagine whole day. What kind of job is it? Patam, patam. It's a human being. You're treating him like a machine. He becomes so frustrated, isn't it? And just imagine, take him out and put him in the fields. He's running with the cows. How much joy is there? He's living with the living animals which are affectionate, with the open nature. Put him in a dark industry, in a coal mine. He's hitting.
Everybody's behind money. See
No, that's what somebody analyzed.
Usually labor group is from India only.
Where?
In Dubai, all this labor group is mostly from India. And they are going mainly for money because they are not getting money, how much they are getting there, working in field.
Okay, but all the natural gifts are dependent on the mercy of the Lord. What we need, therefore, is to become obedient to the laws of the Lord and achieve the perfection of human life by devotion. Yesterday, Sujesh told last time a very nice point. No? He said a farmer is on the land. He is very much dependent on the Lord because he is so much with the nature. But we live in a, there is a band of artificial currency and so many things. We really do not know that how it affects us. For him, one rain not come directly, is wiped out. For us, we don't get so much affected.
Salary check doesn't come at first. There's so much anxiety because so many payments are due.
Correct. So, but you do not see the dependence on nature so much. There is too much heat. Crop has dried up. He is so much affected, and he knows nature is controlled by the Lord. Nobody can control the nature. Okay, so he desires a God prosperity be bestowed upon them, so natural prosperity maintained by His grace. Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishamurte Swakeshame Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Viridam Pandushu Vishnishu. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality, the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. Who will read this? Beautiful purport this is. You read already last one?
Yeah, it got down.
Huh? You can read? Huh?
It got down.
Oh, that okay. 1965.
Who will take the book?
Take the book. Of pure devotee.
Mic is behind. You take the mic.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. A pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord, but the householders are sometimes obliged to ask favors from the Lord, being bound by the tie of family affection. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact, and therefore she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affectionate tie from her own kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. The Pandavas are her own sons, and the Vrishnis are the members of her paternal family. Krishna was equally related to both the families. Both the families required the Lord's help because both were dependent devotees of the Lord. Srimati Kunti Devi wished Sri Krishna to remain with her sons, the Pandavas, but by his doing so, her paternal house would be bereft of the benefit. All these charities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to cut off the affectionate ties. A pure devotee cuts off the limited ties of affection for his family and widens his activities of devotional service for all forgotten souls. The typical example is the band of 6 Goswamis, who followed the path of Lord Chaitanya. All of them belong to the most enlightened and cultured rich families of the higher castes, but for the benefit of the mass of population, they left their comfortable homes and became mendicants. To cut off all family affection means to broaden the field of activities. Without doing this, no one can be qualified as a Brahmana, a king, a public leader, or devotee of the Lord. The personality of Godhead, as an ideal king, showed this by example. Sri Ramachandra cut off the tie of affection for his beloved wife to manifest the qualities of an ideal king. Such personalities as a Brahmana or devotee, a king or a public leader must be very broad-minded in discharging their respective duties. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact, and being weak, she prayed to be free from such bondage of family affection. The Lord is addressed as the Lord of the universe or the Lord of the universal mind, indicating his all-powerful ability to cut the hard knot of family affection. Therefore, it is sometimes experienced that the Lord, out of his special affinity towards a weak devotee, breaks the family affection by force of circumstances arranged by his all-powerful energy. By doing so, he causes the devotee to become completely dependent on him and thus clears the path for his going back to God.
Yeah, just 2 shlokas. You can finish it today. So now this is very, very sweet. Anybody got the main essence? I said that. Anybody can explain this? First thing, the see with the tie affection. She said, if I tell Krishna to stay here, then her pattern, her, Vasudeva, all her Yadavas will decide. Her pattern, the woman has 2 houses, the husband house and her, what do you call the? Micah. If she keeps him here, they are in trouble. If he goes there, they are in trouble. Better bake my own affection, she says. And then that is and then Prabhupada says something very, very interesting. Did you all get it? He said this is true for all the responsibilities. He says that 2 times in this. No, see, to cut off, he gave the example of the Goswamis. I think all of you are aware of the example of the Goswamis. Rupa Sanatan Goswami as ministers, that is, left everything to come to service of the Lord. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jeev Goswami is their nephew. And then come then for the other Raghunath Das Goswami. He is another personality, son of a billionaire. 4. Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, son of a priest in South India. And then Gopal Bhatt Goswami. Anybody knows his history?
His brother of someone who was in Sri Sampradaya.
And then that we have done. Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Just at this moment, I'm not getting. So now these all were from very enlightened and very sophisticated family, but they came sacrifice. The Prabhupada is saying, to cut off family affection means to broaden the field of activity. Without doing so, no one can equal it as the Brahmana king of public. He said this actually applies even as a king. You're a soldier, you're fighting because your wife is sick at home. You have to go to fight for the country. You have to sacrifice, isn't it? A doctor, you're a doctor, you're attending to a patient. You may be having some crisis at home. You have to be at the hospital. So you cannot take a responsibility and say, you say, only think about our family, then you cannot take any responsibility for society. Correct? You have to sacrifice. You become a public leader in any way. A politician may have some very big meeting to happen. True, they pull each other's legs within party, outside party, but they have to sacrifice. Principally, they have to sacrifice, and that's appreciated. So no one can be qualified as a Brahmana unless the sacrifices like this. A king, a public leader, and then Prabhupada says, a devotee to the Lord also. Devotee to the Lord also broadens us. Prabhupada famously jokes in this classes of Queen Kunti. If you get time, hear the videos of the Queen Kunti classes by Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given class on all this verse. They're amazing classes. You have heard? Anybody has heard? The video classes. Amazing classes. So there Prabhupada says that somehow I left my family. But instead of some few children, today I have thousands of children. I did not lose anything. So in that way, it broadens his outlook. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, whole earth is my home. It develops affection for everybody. Not only my own child, affectionate for everybody. So, and he's sacrificing. Therefore, he's sacrificing.
It is said, Prabhupada taking to Krishna consciousness. His wife was very fond of coffee.
You know all this.
So Prabhupada asked his wife whether you want coffee or me. She preferred coffee.
And she said jokingly, coffee. And Prabhupada walked out of the house and she thought he generally goes for business. He never came back. She made the choice. He made it come from his mouth. So there was a big instance. His scriptures were lost. Previous scriptures were very difficult to get. They don't have print like today. And the books were gone. And this was a great disaster for him because he's using the books for his own Bhagavad Gita, which is did commentary, was lost. So he said, what happened? And she said, no, I sold them for a tea biscuit. I sold for barter and got some money and bought some tea. So you like tea or you like me? So I like tea. And he said, Hare Krishna, and he walked out. Anyway, another thing is we added Lord Ramachandra cut off the tie affection of beloved wife to manage the quality of ideal king. Now many people question this. Whatever the reason, there were some people criticizing his wife. Now, as a king, you cannot be a ruler with a fault. You should resign. If there's a rule that we have seen that the prime minister or anybody is there, if any fault is there, people put it down in election or sometime is forcefully impeached, isn't it? It has happened in America also sometime. So people don't accept a leadership of a fault. And Lord Ramachandra, how can he rule with this fault? People are laughing at it. Therefore, now he had two choices which I analyzed. One was leave the kingdom with his wife and go. Let them go to hell, whole kingdom. Or sacrifice. My wife, please go, Valmiki Ashram, okay? And I give Ramaraja to the people. He sacrificed. He benefited the whole society. But personally, he did a sacrifice. That is the answer. Many people ask this question, how did he do that? To manifest quality of an ideal king. So again, Prabhupada, such a Brahmana, devotee, king, public leader must be broad-minded. So if you want to advance in life and do something in the world, you have to be broad-minded. I think today people are cripple-minded, correct? They only think of oneself and the family. But previously people were broad-minded, very broad-minded. In discharge the respected. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of his fact. Even Bhishma, that for father he sacrificed his personal marriage. Broad-minded in that extent. Kunti Devi was conscious of the fact and being weak, she prayed for the free from such bond as the family affection. She knows that she should be broad-minded. Why she is saying stay here, stay here? So say, please liberate me now. Okay? Breaks the family affections and all. Actually, this is the prayer of surrender. Now the last one is the most beautiful prayer. Tvai me ananya vishaya mater madhupate asakret patim udvat adadha gangevo gamudanavati. Oh Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Kamalesh, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation given by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Perfection of pure devotional service is attained when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie of all other affections does not mean complete negation of the finer elements like affection for someone else. This is not possible. A living being, whosoever he may be, must have this feeling of affection for others because this is a symptom of life. The symptoms of life, such as desire, anger, hankerings, feeling of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated, but in devotional service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord, in place of desire for sense gratification. The so-called affection for family, society, country, etc. consists of different phases of sense gratification. When this desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord, it is called devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Arjuna desired not to fight with his brothers and relations just to satisfy his own personal desires. But when he heard the message of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision and served the Lord. And for his doing so, he became a famous devotee of the Lord. For it is declared in all the scriptures that Arjuna attained spiritual perfection by devotional service to the Lord in friendship. The fighting there, the friendship was there, Arjuna was there, Krishna was there, but Arjuna became a different person by devotional service. Therefore, the prayers of Kunti also indicate the same categorical changes in activities. Srimati Kunti wanted to serve the Lord without diversion, and that was her prayer. This unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Our attention is usually diverted to the service of something which is non-godly or not in the program to the Lord. When the program is changed into the service of the Lord, that is to say, when the senses are purified in relation with the service of the Lord, it is called pure unalloyed devotional service. Srimati Kunti Devi wanted the perfection and the prayer and prayed for it from the Lord. Her affection for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis is not out of the range of devotional service because the service of the Lord and the service of the devotees are identical. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable than the service to the Lord. But here, the affection of Kunti Devi for Pandavas and the Vrishnis was due to family relation. This tie of affection in terms of material relation is the relation of Maya, because the relations of body or the mind are due to the influence of external energy. Relations of the soul established in relation with the Supreme Soul are factual relations. When Kunti Devi wanted to cut off the family relation, she meant to cut off the relation of the skin. The skin relation is the cause of material bondage, but the relation of the soul is the cause of freedom. The relation of the soul to the soul can be established by the via medium of the relation with the super soul. Seeing in the darkness is not seeing, but seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else, which was unseen in the darkness. That is the way of devotional service.
This is the second last, and then the last shloka. Oh, that's it. Okay, now this is another beautiful composition. Prabhupada says very thing. It's just like Ganges flows. So she says, cut off my affection. Not that she becomes zero now. desireless. Let me be attached to you. Cut off my affection to family, let me be attracted to you. Correct? That's what she asked. Then Prabhupada analyzes the practical application of it. He says that reality we should understand. The relationship we have in this world are nothing but based on illusion, because it is based on the body and we are not the body. Correct? But then Prabhupada says we cannot cut off tie of affection. That is not possible. But only the attention is diverted to the Lord. In my practical analysis, it's like that our relation to the family and all remain, but affection to the Lord keeps increasing. So this becomes insignificant. Correct? His heart is hankering for the Lord, not that he has made that zero. That's what Prabhupada is giving the application. All attention is diverted toward the transcendent loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie to other affection does not mean complete negation of final element like affection for someone else. That is not possible. Living entity must have feeling affection for others, because that's a symptom of life. We do have affection, correct? But our heart is not drawn towards the Lord. Symptom of life is the desire anchored. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated, but in devotion we desire to change only for the service of the Lord, in place of desiring for sense gratification. In the beginning, he did not want to fight Arjuna because of personal desires. I think I'll not be happy, Krishna, if I fight. Correct? That is the main crux. But when he wanted to satisfy the Lord, Prabhupada said that became devotion. He said the battlefield was there, everything was there. But when he acted in devotion of it, that everything became special. That she wants to serve the Lord without diversion. Prabhupada said this unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. That is what we have to achieve. But our attention is what happened? Desire is diverted to service of something which is non-godly and not in the program of the Lord, isn't it? Every moment the mind, Prabhupada is analyzing our mind. He is not his mind, our mind. When the program is changed into the service of the Lord, that is to say, when this is a purified relationship, it is to be called pure devotion. An affection. See, we are diverted to service of something which is non-godly or not in the program of the Lord. Our attention is diverted to that. No, we should continuously, without any distraction and advancement in devotion. We like to say, I'm senior. What is the meaning of senior? Senior means you're more focused on service to God. What do you say? More distracted is more junior. More focused is more senior. Senior is not by age, isn't it? What do you feel? Actually, every time I'm senior. I'm 20 years. I'm 30 years. No. Correct? People count years. No. I'm chanting Hare Krishna 8 years, 20 years. What is important? How much your mind is focused on Krishna service. And then Prabhupada is saying, her attachment to Pandavas and Vishnus, you cannot say non-devotional because they are a great devotee. The service to devotees is even greater than service of the Lord sometimes. But because she is feeling that the affection is because of bodily relation, therefore she wants it to be broken. The relation of the soul she wants, not relation of the body. And Prabhupada, there was a Prabhupada was saying the relation of soul to soul can establish via medium of the relation of super soul. It's interesting. I told this example. America Prabhupada was there, and the press came and asked Prabhupada, what your religion speaks about how one man relates to another person? Prabhupada said nothing. What? I'm asking, what does the religion teach about how one man relates to another person? Prabhupada, first comes the God, through God, not directly. Directly we cannot connect to anybody. It's not our property only, it's God's property. Recognize that and then connect. Seeing in darkness is not seeing. Seeing by light of the sun means many people are scared to see the truth. We are not the body, we are soul. Probably seeing in darkness is not good. We should open the light and see. See the sun and see everything which is unseen in the darkness. That is the way of devotion service. So we do the last verse today. Short purport gets over. Shri Krishna Krishna Saka Vishnu Vrishabhavane Dhrok Rajanyavam Sadhanava Varga Virya Govinda Godaja Surati Haravatara Yogeshwara Akhila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. O Krishna, friend of Arjuna, or chief among the descendants of the Vrishni, you are the destroyer of those political parties, the disturbing elements on this earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are proprietor of the transcendental abode, and your descent to relieve the distress of the cows, the brahmanas, and devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God and offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Repeat after me. O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief among the descendants of Vrishni, because you are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are the propiter of the transcendental abode, and you descend to relieve the distress of the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God, and I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Yeah, who's going to read this? Chalo. Mataji is very enthusiastic and reading. Chalo.
The summary of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is made here in by Srimati Kunti Devi. The Almighty Lord has his eternal transcendental abode, where he is engaged in keeping Surabhi cows. He is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. He descends on the material world to reclaim his devotees and to annihilate the disturbing elements in groups of political parties and kings who are supposed to be the charge of administration work. He creates, maintains, and annihilates by his unlimited energies, and still he is always full with powers and does not deteriorate its potency. The cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees of the Lord are all objects of his special attention because they are very important factors for the general welfare of living beings.
Sutta vacha prathayetam kalapadaye marinuta akhilodayaha mandam jahasa vaikuntho mohayan ihamayaya. Sut Goswami, the Lord, thus hearing the prayers of Kunti Devi, composed in choice words for his glorification, mildly smiled. That smile was as enchanting as his mystic power. Who will read this? Beautiful purpose. Yes, Mataji.
Anything that is enchanting in the world is said to be a representation of the Lord. The conditioned souls who are engaged in trying to lord over the material world are also enchanted by his mystic powers, but his devotees are enchanted in a different way by the glories of the Lord, and his merciful blessings are upon them. His energy is displayed in different ways as electrical energy works in manifold capacities. Srimati Kunti Devi has prayed to the Lord just to enunciate a fragment of his glories. All his devotees worship him in that way by chosen words, and therefore the Lord is known as Uttama Sloka. No amount of chosen words is sufficient to enumerate the Lord's glory, and yet he is satisfied by such prayers as the Father is satisfied even by the broken linguistic attempts of the growing child. The word Maya is used both in the sense of delusion and mercy. Herein, the word Maya is used in the sense of the Lord's mercy upon Kunti Devi.
Hello. So what did Krishna do? Krishna mildly smiled, and that smile was very enchanting. Prabhupada said people are attracted. Some people are attracted to the smile of Krishna. Some people are attracted to other smiles in this world. Okay. Enchanted by Maya. You can be enchanted by Krishna's smile. So, very nice, Mataji. We do little kirtan to end this. We absorb this prayers. 5 minutes. Always good to end with a kirtan. Anna? Otherwise we just end abruptly. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Shri Shri Radha Govind की क्वीन कुंती प्रेयस की कुंती महारानी की श्रीमद् भागवतम की हरे कृष्णा कमलेश
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
ठीक है, हरे कृष्णा, वी क्विट नाउ, वी विल कंटिन्यू नेक्स्ट टाइम।
यस प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। थैंक यू प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा ऑल वैष्णव।